Hello. Hello, everybody. We're going to get started here pretty soon.
Yo.
Oh, wrong button. There we go.
Hi.
Mike's here.
Yes, it's true.
Hi, chat.
Okay, there's that. Let's get this set up.
Disable video now. Showing up.
Dun, 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 dun,
Video.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sean, are you showing the? Are you setting up that thing? Are you showing us?
Oh,
your-
right. I need to actually stream it. Thank
Yes,
you.
because I also need
This
to
guy
see
need a
it.
second.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
There you go.
Did I not look at this?
It doesn't matter.
I won't look yet.
Jeff needs to see it, so
Yeah.
you can't too.
And I need to see it just in case
I don't
like,
need to.
Sounds.
Need is a strong word.
Hang on, I just got served up a video every Lions touchdown from the season. Let me just open that in a new tab and save it for later.
Christ.
Are you gonna masturbate to them?
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
What, you going to judge me?
No.
I'll judge you low.
Yeah, of course. All right, there's that. There's that.
If you win, you should like in Argentina what they do now that we won the World Cup for New Year's or Christmas or like a celebration. Whenever like we're about to celebrate, they put the match on the screen and they time it so when we win, it's like the midnight, it's right on midnight. You should do that all the time. They do that on the TV here now.
This shimmying of Mike is disconcerting.
I do notice shimmy.
No is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sense.
Is that right? Is that what I want? Yeah. Oh, no. I want to have it lopped off. Okay, there we go. That's 16 by 9. That fits
Loppity?
perfect. Oh, my God. You're sick. You're sick in the head.
I hear what I want to hear, man.
Apparently. Okay. I go back here for this then. And I think we're good to go. Let me turn off the music.
Can you test the music once more, please? For me?
Yeah. Hang on.
Perfect.
Perfect.
That was good.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. I think we're good.
All right, we're good.
Yep. Mike, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Starting in 5, 4, 3. It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Best Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb. With me is...
Mike Benotti. I'm sorry, Nicky was saying I was tall. I got distracted.
Oh, of course. Yeah, well, you are tall.
Thank you, Nicky.
In today's episode, we got our Metacritic results and predictions for the year. So that game that we played with last quarter, we do it quarterly. We have the results for that. And Indiana Jones is first person and everyone's freaking out. I mean, that's it. That's what's happening right now. But first, Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm supposed to go to Games Done Quick tomorrow with my brothers, weather permitting. So I should get to be there for a good part of the early half of the day is the hope. So that's what I am looking forward to. But yeah, I'm pretty good. Had fun. Had fun today. Had fun yesterday. Dressing as Quan Chi, I suppose. The messed up thing is like I want to get back in there. You know, I'm like a boxer who had a bad
totally.
round.
Yes.
Because like I was getting so good.
You
at
were
that
so
shit
close.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I want to go beat that level very badly. So I almost can't wait till Wednesday.
I think Dan thinks the opposite. I think once you get past that level, I bet it's going to be mostly clear sailing. I honestly have no idea what to expect. And Like I said, I'm gonna kind of play along with you, but I'm gonna wait till you beat the levels before I even try them. Just like let it.
Right.
So I don't. I don't want to have like I don't want to be
works.
That's a big part of it, and then I don't want to be sitting there like, well, this is what I did. I don't want to do any of that. So, yes,
Well,
yeah.
I
So
mean, if you actually told me what you did, I wouldn't mind. If you actually gave me tips, if it was just you saying, "Well, I did this,"
yeah, exactly. I want to avoid that too.
pissed.
Yeah. I don't want to be a dick about it. Is all. Especially for that level, you already know what to do, so it's not going to be helpful.
Right. I guess my question is, what the hell do we do about Fusion? Is my concern right now. But God, there's a part of me just wants to like watch a long play and just watch what people do at Fusion. But somehow Dan will claim I broke some rule that doesn't exist, and I don't know,
probably
hit me in the nuts. Yeah.
It's just punch you right in the dick, huh?
Just fly over to Ohio and just absolutely whack me right in my Billy Joel's.
Okay, sure, yeah. He loves to whack you. That's one thing I do know about Dan.
Am I the first person ever use Billy Joel's as a phrase for testicles?
Listen, the way you said it made it sound like it must have been done a lot. I just accepted it. So
no, my brain was just racing. What's a funny thing for balls? I say Billy Joel's.
I say my Jimmy Johnsons is what I say. So Billy Joel's is pretty good. Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't know. It was a busy day for me. A lot of Giant Bomb stuff, kind of nonstop. We talked over that Xbox Direct.
You were on 4 things today, weren't you?
Yeah, it was kind of nonstop. Yeah, I should have had you do the dump truck for me, but no, it was fine. It was a good time. But yeah, I mean, busy.
I wish I did. I watched most of it, but apparently I missed Jan besmirking the Disney version of Robin Hood.
All versions of Robin Hood, but including that one, and he even called that one. He called that one out specifically. I think he said that he doesn't like. He thinks Robin Hood is nerdy, and I agreed. But I like many of the Robin Hoods.
Well, he's nice. He's a nice boy in that one.
The thing is, like, Jan is the most Robin Hood coded, definitely.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's nerdy. He likes Cyclops?
Yeah, Robin Hood's very Cyclops.
Where's Jan? Bring me Jan. I got questions for him.
Bring me this boy right now.
Bring me Jan Ochoa.
And then nothing happens. It's not like we actually have people that do these things for us, but It's fun to say.
He's probably very busy.
Yeah, probably.
Jeff, I'm knowing that all my non-white friends don't like Indiana Jones that much.
I don't get it. I don't see the connection.
It's weird. I've been seeing, like, every once in a while I see these takes from people like, I don't really like Indiana Jones. And I'm like, man, these sure as all my non-white friends don't like him. I guess that makes sense.
He's trying to protect your culture for you in white people's museums. I don't get it.
There we go. Nikki likes Indy. Christian likes Indy. Oh, that's good.
They're fun movies, but I get it. I still do hope. I mean, based on the trailer we saw, and I guess, you know what? Yeah, go ahead.
I bet that the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is going to be good. So
I think it's going to be good. Fine. I think it's going to be very by the numbers for Indiana Jones, which is completely fine.
Sure.
Yeah. Completely fine. Well, you know what? Let's get into it. So let's get this out of the way. Thank you for joining us. You get more from Mike and me by joining the Discord. That's at GameMess.net. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening. Thumbs up here on YouTube. If you have a question, if you want to talk about something else, you can do that. Just send us a super chat during the show here on YouTube, and we'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thank you to Carlos Sain, who's Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube, for our music. Thanks to 1UP vs. CPU for our artwork. That's 1UP-vs.cpu.com. We are on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to our mods, and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to the private channels in our Discord, the monthly Q&A, participation in our... Oh, I didn't upload that. Participation in our monthly Game Club discussions, 1 month early access to new episodes of Game Mess Jeopardy and Columbros. And of course, all of our shows ad-free. I'll get that Q&A from last weekend uploaded tonight when I'm done here. All right, the big topic of the week, the one we're going to talk about actually is Xbox Developer Direct. We watched that today. I enjoyed it quite a bit. A lot of good games in there, and I think they did a good job of presenting those games. I'm excited about Avowed, which was, I think, the first thing they showed, right?
That is correct, and I think Avowed had a little bit of something to prove because it had a pretty weak or very unnoteworthy showing at their summer show last year, right? Completely overshadowed by Starfield, which it should have been, I suppose, right? That was definitely the mission last time was to sell Starfield, but now it is about getting us excited for Avowed. I thought this looked good.
Yeah, it's I get why some people are still unsure about it, but for me, I'm like, they showed more of the stuff that I'm like, I just needed to see from Obsidian. No, here's how the characters are going to interact with one another when you're not shooting magic out of a wand. And then the wand magic looked pretty fucking sick. I don't know. It looked like there's just something, a flair to it that works for me in the way like I watch Immortals of Avium and I'm like, that looks stupid. It just looks stupid. And I bet Immortals of Avium is just fine. But just there's something that clicks here that doesn't in that taste test, that immediate like, oh, I like this as soon as I'm looking at it.
No, and hey, dual wielding wands, that's fun. Or having like a wand and a flintlock pistol. Just the world itself looks really cool. The monster designs look cool. I am just so ready to have some kind of Skyrim-esque game, right? We've had a few kind of Fallout likes, it feels like, but it's been a long time since we had something really scratch a bit of that Elder Scroll itch. I know this is going to be doing its own thing, but still, those vibes are definitely there, and it looks pretty. I'm excited.
Yeah, and we know that there's a deeper lore. If this is based on the same world as the Pillars of Eternity games, that's the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like
theirs.
They already have a ton to pull from. That likely means that they'll have a lot to like dive into if you so care. If you to do that. I don't know how much Obsidian is interested in the, just walk in that direction and bounce into something and have fun exploring that. There's a little bit of that in the Outer Worlds. It's just not as much as in a Bethesda game.
No, but there's a good amount of that in Fallout 76.
Yes, yeah.
I suppose. And
well,
that's kind of my question: is what's the scale here? Is it more Fallout 76, or is the scale much more like the Outer Worlds?
Sure. Wait, why use Fallout 76 the point of comparison though?
Well, because I meant to say Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I was confused there for a second, and now I understand why. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, listen.
In my mind, I was like, it's not a numbered one, so 76. I'm good.
Listen, if they approach anything close to New Vegas, I think people will be very, very excited. I bet there is some amount of that, like somewhere between Outer Worlds and New Vegas is probably correct. And I hope that's where they are able to land up with this.
I think that's right.
And then I think we got Hellblade 2 next, I believe. Hellblade 2 got a confirmed release date of May 21st. And to confirm, Becker avowed, they said fall of 2024. So that's coming out this year. So is Hellblade. Hellblade has a date, May 21st. I think you and I both, this game's not for us. I'll try it. Maybe Hellblade 2 actually is. But we found out some more details. It is going to be about 8 hours. It's going to be a $50 game if you were to buy it and not get it on Game Pass. So it sounds like it's still relatively within that scope of what Hellblade 1 was in many ways. So I'm a little bit surprised by that, but I think I'm only surprised by that because I think we just all assumed they would try to go up to that level of like a God of War. And they never said anything like that. They never even suggested it. So I think we just assumed. And now when I have the hindsight of actually seeing them confirm that it's going to be a lot like Hellblade 1, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that is good. I think I also just completely assumed this is the one with the Microsoft's money. It's going to be bigger and longer and all this stuff. But 8 hours is right. Even those new God of War games that I like, about 3/4 through it, I am so ready for them to get wrapping up, right? So 8 hours, hey, maybe that I'll have enough, I don't want to say patience, but I'll have enough drive to get through that. But yeah, it is still a little difficult for me to get super excited about it. It's good for Microsoft to have something in the prestige third-person action genre, I suppose. They're going to have some representation there, and I'm sure that gets people excited. We know that these are very popular kinds of games. I'm sure that this is good for the brand. It's going to be good for the console. I don't know. Part of me is not looking forward to the next few months of me being like, I don't really care about Senua, and then getting yelled at for it. But
yeah, sure. I suppose we could just shut the fuck up about it, but I don't care. I'm going to say it. What else do you want from me? With that, trying to be like God of War or whatever, trying to be more, bigger Hellblade. You can get a lot of that without having to have the, I call it cruft. I'm sure some people just call it like the meat, the stuff that they're actually there for, but you don't need to have all of this extra stuff and all these systems and all this bullshit on top to get across what I think a lot of people want from these games, which is a cinematic experience. I think this is 100% going to have a very cinematic experience.
Yes,
I think it's going to be razor focused on that. So for a lot of people, I think this might be the ideal form of what this game looks like. I think as soon as you start talking about oh, well, can that game win game of the year if all these other games are doing so much more, doing it so well? It's like, well, I don't give a shit about that. Like jerk off hand motion to all of that conversation. I am very happy that this is the game they want to make. They're not trying to staple on extra things just to justify some other thing. And maybe this goes back to like the benefit of Game Pass, where yeah, it's a $50 game, whatever. You're going to probably try it in Game Pass, and you don't have to necessarily bend it to what it needs to be for the market, for it to make sense in the marketplace. Which I think goes a little bit against what like Sven Vinke from Larian was saying this week, although I definitely I understood what he was trying to get at.
Yeah, but also a story-driven game that takes itself super seriously and talks about a mental illness and is very expensive. It's going to have a shot at Game of the Year if it's good.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And then we got the weird game. Nick on Xbox Era was saying this. Hi, Nick. You'll see in the chat. I do agree that this was a little weird, although I don't think it's quite as weird as I thought it could have gotten when I first heard you say that. Visions of Mana showed up. And part of me is like, yeah, Microsoft's been trying to make these like relationships feel bigger and more important to them, to Xbox. And one way you do that is to say, hey, yeah, you can stand right alongside our games in an Xbox Developer Direct, and we'll let you talk about your game. And I think Visions of Mana showcased really well. That's a game that looks very cool to like just be playing in.
It looks very pretty, and it's kind of funny seeing it like right after Hellblade, right? Because visually, two very separate games. I'm pretty excited for this. It is a little surprising in its inclusion here, just because it's not like, oh, Microsoft has some special deal here with this one. It's not even coming to Game Pass like we thought was maybe happening if it had to be on this presentation. It's just, hey, here's a game from Square Enix that's going to be on our system. You know, I like Mana. Mana hasn't exactly been like a top tier Square Enix franchise. Maybe they're trying to get it a little bit closer to that. So yeah, showing it here, making it seem important. I am all for it. It's definitely something that speaks to me. I can understand maybe some people were not super blessed by it, but this is good exposure for it. Hopefully it leads to more people checking it out.
Yeah, and again, I think it showcased really well. So in terms of like judging this Developer Direct, it fit in really nicely. In terms of what is Microsoft's strategy here, well, I think it's just like, hey, we're hanging out with our friends and letting them show off their game. Isn't that cool? And yeah, I guess it is cool.
Right, it's something that's very different from everything else they were showing. So
absolutely, yes, you're right. Also, it broke up the pacing really nicely. Then Aura History Untold, which is launching this fall. Visions of Mana, by the way, coming out this summer. Aura History Untold, which is a grand strategy 4X. So it's like civilization plus like grand strategy elements, which is like obviously the trend for strategy games these days. Be more like paradox games. I think this looks really neat. It seems like they're doing a lot of hardcore simulation stuff in the environment, in the world, that will kind of just be happening, and I think it can affect like how you play your game, or like the choices you make seem like they're going to affect the world. But then I think it's like going to be a feedback loop, and then the world will inform the kinds of decisions you can make, and it seems like it's dynamic. Who knows until I actually get my hands on it whether or not that, one, works, and two, makes a difference to how I feel about the game. But I think I am still kind of keeping my eyes open for the next one of these that I truly love in the way that I love Civ 5. And, you know, I'll give it a shot. I've given most of these a shot at this point. Big part of it's just, it is hard to commit to one of these at this point. But I'm going to at least give it a shot. I don't know. You like some Civ games, but I don't know if you're like necessarily out there looking for another one.
Maybe. You know, Sega had like their attempt at doing a Civilization game. It seemed like that came and went. Well, I forget if that was called Humanity or something like that. But yeah, so you know, it's I'm a little bit like, okay, here we go again. It looks nice what they showed. You kind of really need to play it to really grok these kind of games. It's a difficult genre to show off, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. But, you know, Sega's was called Humankind. Thank you.
Humankind, yes.
Yep.
Humanity was that game by the whatever people,
yes,
right?
Enhanced, yes.
The Enhanced, yeah. Which was a game I regret not being able to play. But, yeah, I want to try this out for sure. I've been playing more strategy and sim games, not necessarily 4X, maybe a little bit of that, but, like, you know, I was playing Tropico 6 recently, right?
Sure.
Stuff of that nature. Generally, I almost prefer stuff more like a Tropico or even an Anno, where the military stuff is really emphasized. Even Civ,
yeah.
even Civ has too much of that for me. Like, I'm really not very interested in making troops or units or like defenses and things like that. I kind of just want to make my trade routes in my city and do diplomacy and stuff like that.
There is one maybe worth checking out then called Before We Leave, which is just a game about, it has no military aspect at all. It's just about building up the resources so that you can leave a planet and go colonize another planet.
Oh, neat.
It's, which in a way is still kind of militaristic.
Yeah, even like when I used to play like Warcraft 2 and like StarCraft, I liked base building and I liked sending out my peons to the gold mines and all that stuff. And then like I would always just get attacked and then lose because I would never build enough military forces. So I just wasn't that interested.
This game looks like it will have like a lot going on for people who aren't just interested in military, but it seems like one where you're still going to have to build up defenses and all that stuff. So yeah, not maybe the game for you. I'm going to give it a shot.
I'll try it.
I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah, we'll see.
Give it a shot for sure.
And then Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The name confirmed. It is the Great Circle. That's weird. I thought.
Can we complain about the name for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. It's a bad name. I think the trailer sold me on it mostly. Like, I'm not going to sit here and whine that much.
Get over it.
Well, get over it. That's a bad name.
Well, it helps to know what the circle is, I suppose. When it's just like this ambiguous circle, like what the hell do you mean the Great Circle? But you know, I think it's a little weird to just like the name of Raiders of the Lost Ark isn't Indiana Jones and the Ark of the Covenant. You know, you could dress it up a little bit, right? Could be like, I don't know, the Circle of something of life. Indiana Jones and the Circle of Life. But sure, whatever. I'm already used to it. That's not a big deal.
And they own that, so they could have just used Circle of Life. That would have been fine.
Sure, absolutely. Why not?
Okay, so then the game is first person. It's from Machine Games, so kind of no shit at a certain point. But I think a lot of people were hoping it would just be Uncharted. And I was like, yeah, I think that's the smart move. Make it like Uncharted. And now that I see it, I'm like, God, that looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be a Machine Games first person game, so you're going to see Indy a lot. Just like you saw BJ Blazkowicz a lot in the Wolfenstein games. The trailers make that very clear. There's even seems to be gameplay sections where you got in the third person, like when you're climbing rope or something.
Yeah, the camera will pull back at points.
Yeah, and cool, whatever. But those first person combat segments and the puzzle solving segments, like having the whip, using the whip to like trip someone up and pull them to the ground and then bringing your gun out and shooting another Nazi. It looks really dynamic and fun. And I'm very, very excited about this game now, Mike. How about you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wanted to be hopeful anyways, but I thought that this trailer looks great. I mean, it's basically everything that you wanted and almost expected. It looks very expensive, looks very faithful. It is absolutely, it's doing what the movies can't really anymore, even though the new one did try for a flashback sequence, right? That take us back to prime Indiana Jones in this way that feels pretty authentic, right? Like the story is slotted right in between the plots of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, and it really does feel like it just kind of slots right in there aesthetically. There's that part in the trailer where you had the punching to the beat, and that was pretty good.
Really,
like you had these big set pieces. I
was gonna say, like I edited a Indiana Jones video in high school once, and it's like impossible not to edit to that music. It's like it's so like, oh my God, this is so good. And obviously punching to the beat was a really good moment. But I mean, how are you feeling like beyond like the initial reaction? Is this something where it's like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense and I bet I'm gonna really enjoy this? Or is there any part of you that's still like, oh, I kind of wish this was a different kind of game?
Nope. This looks great. I mean, Machine Games is great making first-person games. Why wouldn't they make a first-person game? I know there was talk after Redfall, and then like Redfall being a negative example of a developer trying something new and it not working, and then Hi-Fi Rush being an example of a developer trying something new and it really working. But hey, if you have two choices, and the one is something you're really good and familiar with, and then the other one, like, well, let's try a third-person game. Well, to what end? Why? We know we can do the other one really well. Just go for it. I think it's gonna be fantastic. I mean, even certain things like first-person punching is just kind of different than third-person punching. It's sometimes better. I really like punching people in first person. Or there's even that moment where they kind of grab the guy or some of the whip stuff. I mean, remember how good throwing dudes around as RoboCop felt in that game,
exactly, right?
Yeah, there's something to first person.
Absolutely. I mean, I really love first person. I don't really think I have a preference. It's not like, I think it's a weird thing to have a preference on.
No, I don't have a preference at all. It's like, yeah, absolutely not. It'd be like, having a preference for shirts or pants. Like
Yeah.
I like both.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we have a space for both. That said, some people do have a preference. That's fine. At a certain point, though, man, make room for your heart make room in your heart for first person games if you haven't so far. Now, if you're someone who gets motion sick, I know a lot of people do with first person games. Hey, I'm sorry. But if it's just like about like, hey, I like seeing my character. I guarantee you this game is going to serve up what you want in terms of that. And you're missing out on some stuff. Like if you haven't played their Wolfenstein games, go play those. You'll see that this studio really knows what they're doing when it comes to building a strong relationship between the player and the character, of the action and the character, and having all that be very meaningful. They nailed that stuff in the Wolfenstein games, so I'm pretty excited about it here. The reaction has been, a lot of people are excited, but you go look at the comments. A lot of people are just like, why isn't this third person? Do you think that's going to have any effect on how the game does?
No, I think that's mostly noise.
I think you're probably right. Yes. Especially if the game is high quality, comes out and is like, getting good reviews, people will show up for it. And honestly, like maybe it turns into like a huge hit on PC where first person games are right at home. You could sell a ton of copies on PC, and then console gamers would be like, well, I don't want to be left out. And then they show up and actually start playing it. But yeah, that game's coming out 2024. Do you believe that, Mike?
Yeah, although obviously most likely to be delayed if anything's going to be, right? It's always a little concerning when in the same presentation, there's a game marked for fall, right? And then another one that just is way more vague than that. But if it does come out this year, it's a capstone to what looks like a pretty good lineup, especially these days when it's hard for Microsoft or Sony to get too many first-party games out. Couple other things about Indiana Jones. I'm a little sad.
Yeah,
my buddy AJ Locasio is not the voice of Indiana Jones in this.
Well, Mike, people are worried about AI taking over all the voice acting jobs, and it turns out we're just going to give them all to Troy Baker.
Yeah, and like I want to be snarky and mad about it, but he's doing a good job in the trailer.
He does a really good job. Yeah, I am not some kind of like, oh my God, Troy Baker fan. I just don't have that experience. But the man knows what he's doing clearly, and he did a very good job in that trailer. I bet that carries over to the game. How do you feel about them getting the Harrison Ford model?
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, looks just like him down to the scar. It's pretty cool. I think that, along with like a pretty good sound alike, makes it very convincing. I'm just like, yep, that's Indiana Jones. Good to go.
Yep, same here. And well, I love Indiana Jones. I really, really do.
I do.
I love those movies a ton. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I saw some comments from people like, man, we had Uncharted not that long ago, and Tomb Raider. Do we even really need these games right now? I'm like, man, we have 15 million Nordic mythology games and zombie things. We got like our third action adventure like franchise, and it's Indiana Jones. So we're like, do we need this? Like yes,
we have Tomb Raider. Do we need this? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like like the last Tomb Raider wasn't very good. It was a long time ago now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, the last Tomb Raiders and Uncharted, it's quite a while ago.
Yeah. Both are a while ago. Yeah. Jesus.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I saw some of those things. I was a little blown away by that, but oh well.
Yeah. Do you think that this by the end of this year, let's say 22-year-old looks at Indiana Jones, their first thought is A, oh, that's that character from the Indiana Jones game, or B, that's the character skin from Fortnite?
I don't think it'll be that. Look, I think this is going to do more to potentially create new Indiana Jones fans than the last movie did. Of course, the last movie is an 80-year-old Indiana Jones, kind of just there as a nostalgic send-off, one last dip into the well. And for that, it was mostly fine. There were some weird things with that movie. Is this me being a baby? I don't like seeing civilians die in an Indiana Jones movie. That bummed me out in Dial of Destiny. Like, no, this is Indiana Jones. No, go. If you're a good person, you get to live. Unless you're getting sacrificed to Kali Ma or whatever.
Yeah, I think, the whole point of having Nazis in your franchise is so you have fodder to kill and not feel bad about, right? Like, that's the whole purpose of it being there. I'm with you. I don't think that makes you a baby. I think that the popcorniness of those films should be front and foremost.
Right.
And yeah, that
it's not as egregious as that Harry Potter movie that killed 2 babies.
Well,
but,
listen, you got to do that because Hitler, what a
They
weird,
had it coming.
what a weird fucking thing.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But I'm excited for this, Jeff. Gosh, this and that first-person Jurassic Park game, we're getting some good. And we had Avatar. We have some good first-person franchise games.
Yep. Yeah, that's I mean, for me, like that's fantastic. I'm glad we're getting all kinds. There is not just one way to do this stuff.
And I know I said first person just now because it's a coincidence. I don't ever actually think of it like that, except for this noise. I look at that and I go, video games.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's not like here's the first person ones and here's the third person ones, but whatever.
I did reinstall Phantom Abyss though, because of this, which is a first person.
The whip one.
It's the whip one. It's kind of it's a roguelite Indiana Jones sim sort of thing. And you have a whip and you use that to like break things open and attack things, but you can also use it to like swing on everything. And it just feels so good. And it's like, that's the one where I'm like, oh, okay, if Indiana Jones comes out and it is a first person game, I bet it's going to own because this really works.
I didn't get you on the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland. Hopefully I will be able to next, if we go again, which hopefully we will, I've got to get you on that. That ride absolutely rules.
Yes, yeah, I've never done that. I've seen the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular at Universal, and I really love that.
Universal, God, you're making me die. Disney Hollywood Studios.
Disney Hollywood Studios, whatever. It's all the same to me.
Oh my God. Yeah, they got rid of the audience participation in that one though, which is sad.
Oh, really?
It came back from COVID. Yeah, I used to pick people from the crowd. You would sign waivers, and you would get to be like in the background during the scenes. Me and my brothers figured out how to get picked every time we wanted to. It was a lot of fun, but they don't do that no more.
That's a shame. Yeah, love Indiana Jones. I really liked what I saw from that trailer. I think I agree with you that this is a pretty decent sort of showing in terms of like, hey, let's set up Microsoft's Xbox 2024. If these are the games, I think that's pretty decent. I hope they have a couple of surprises, but I hope everyone has a couple of surprises.
Well, I mean, you say you agree with me, it's pretty decent. I think it's more than decent. I think this is very good.
That's right. Yeah, you're very happy with it.
I'm very happy. Are you not? Are you more on the like it's decent kind of side?
I just so I don't care about Hellblade 2. And then, so that puts us at no big release, at least as far as we know, in the first half of this year for me.
The first half's going to be dry for sure.
Right. So I think that's where most of it's coming from. And then, Avowed and Ara kind of both are like, I need to play those to know for sure whether or not I'm going to be into this.
Pretty good about Avowed. I'll put money on Avowed right now. I liked that showing a lot. Granted, I was like all in after the Starfield showing at that one summer event, right?
Well, you hope they learn from that, right? Yeah.
Of course.
We're only a year removed from that, or we're not even a year removed from that. But you hope that, it can never be like that again. And not like Starfield is some complete piece of shit, but I think people get what I'm getting at there.
How much worse would Starfield have had to perform critically before Todd Howard would have been embarrassed to have his big producer credit in the opening credits for the Indiana Jones trailer?
I don't know if there is.
I don't know.
I think he seems very excited to be right there with because he's right next to Steven Spielberg. Yeah, of course.
If I became like a super well-known like video game developer celebrity, I would become involved in the franchises I liked as a kid too.
And to be clear, I mean that is the exact job it seems like he's done here. He has produced this game into existence. Seems like he was like one of the main facilitators of this entire thing. So good for you, Todd Howard. Thanks
for saying happy birthday to me.
Yeah, you were one of the best singers I've ever heard. All right, that does it for our big topic of the week. Again, if you have anything you want to bring up, super chats are open. Get those sent in. We're going to get to those right after a quick break, and then we're going to hit a couple of our big decisions of the week, including our Metacritic results and the best games of 2012. We'll do all of that right after this. All right, stick with us if you're watching live. We are going to be getting right back into it, I think. Do you need a little breaky break or anything, Mike?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Let's go. We have the game ready?
We got chat arguing about Starfield now. Look what we did.
I'm ignoring you all. There you go. All right, here we go.
All right.
And we're back, and we are going to do the super chats, Mike. If you're ready for those, go ahead and hand them off.
I am ready, sir. I guess I should start then. I don't know why I thought you would say something. Adam GC says, why is it so hard to name an Indiana Jones nowadays? Yeah, Dial of Destiny wasn't exactly a super exciting name. It's fine. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was an okay name. It's just kind of long.
Yeah. I think, I think George Lucas has a certain kind of magic with that stuff where he just grew up steeped in Pulp Fiction. Like that was his entire life as a kid. And so I think he knows a good, like what a good one of those sounds like when he hears it. And that's not necessarily a skill other people have developed much. We know we know some good Star Wars stuff when we hear it, but we also don't know when we're hearing bad Star Wars sounding stuff. I think that obviously applies to like Indiana Jones and some of these other things as well. And who knows? Maybe we get on the other side of this and this starts sounding normal. I'm doubting it with the Great Circle, but who knows? Maybe we'll get there.
It's already almost there for me. It's fine.
Right.
Some of the games did have good names though. Fate of Atlantis.
Fate of Atlantis is great.
Fate of Atlantis.
Well, yeah, I think Lucas is involved in those at that point.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. That's good.
That's real good. I like that one a lot. It's like you could get Great Circle somewhere closer to Infernal Machine, right? You could the God shape or something like that. No, that's terrible. Don't do that. But like something along those lines.
Yeah, this is better or worse than Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Like that one's a little generic.
I don't like Emperor's Tomb, no, but not the name. The name.
Next one here is from Carlos Lopez, who says, "Sup, homies? Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you. Do you think Nintendo will leverage all of Nvidia's tech to make the Switch 2 a good place for PlayStation 5 and Series ports?"
I don't know. It's tough to say. I think it's relatively safe to assume that could happen and probably will happen, but there's no guarantee. And Nintendo will be choosing between kind of going the direction that Nvidia says, hey, maybe do this and do that, and maybe saving some money. And it's Nintendo, so they very easily could choose saving some money. I think that they will at least have some magic tricks built in to get them a little bit closer. Yeah, we'll see.
Perny Dude says, I truly believe Sony has ruined the perception of games that come out of big publishers. Avowed and some of Indie got slandered because they don't look like a big budget game in one way or the other. I mean, I can maybe see why like wrong people would say that about Avowed. How could you even think that about Indiana Jones looking like a very expensive game? Is it just because Sony doesn't have a big first person franchise anymore? Is that all it is?
Yeah. I mean, why don't they have a big first-person franchise anymore?
Well, because the ones they had weren't that good with Killzone and Resistance. Don't yell at me. I know some of you like them.
Right. But I mean, some of them were like decent or decent to good, and some people think they're great. And I just think the people didn't buy those ones as much as they buy the third-person games.
I think Killzone and Resistance were both good enough to get the 4 or 5 entries in their franchises.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense.
I'll put it like that. Then just nothing else ever kind of came up to the plate there. Jason Fulton says, I just felt like I should say something after watching that Blight Club episode. I know, it's like we all saw something important, right?
Yeah, we were all there. If you were there, definitely tell your grandchildren. Don't forget that memory.
I want to get back in there, man. I want to beat that freaking level. Freaking Fujin. God, that is a... Like, when you played it, were you, like, stunned by the way the game feels? It feels pretty weird.
So I went from the N64 version to the PlayStation version, and that was actually quite a big upgrade. The N64 version is kind of fucked in some ways. It doesn't feel right at all. It's still like, as soon as you get, like, for me, as soon as I start getting into the shit, it's like, oh, wait, how do I turn around? Oh, my God, I'm jumping over them. Oh, God, look at this. This is like, this is so stupid. I'm completely discombobulated here, and it happens real fast. So yeah, it feels very strange. The platforming is also just, it's broken. You should be able to run and jump off a platform in a way that makes sense. It's not even like a cinematic platformer like Prince of Persia, where it's like easy to gauge when the jump should happen and just like encode that as part of your run up to the ledge. It's like, no, it's just you're just gonna fall off the ledge if you try to run toward it. So yeah, it's a fucked up game.
Jacob Bench here. Wait. B-Trave says, wow, that Blight Club was something. Please tell Mike that my culture is not his caution. What, Scandinavian? Right? Gosh. Man, I told you, Jeff, I don't like face paint, but I went through with it. At least it was easier to apply than I thought.
Yeah, it looked like, I mean, it looks like you did a good job and everything, so it must have been not too bad.
When I was in the shower, I was getting concerned about it coming off, but with a good amount of scrubbing, it got there eventually. So
if
not too
like
bad.
if we get to a point where it's like the last episode, could we get you back in the face paint?
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
I love
It's
that.
up for it to be. Like, again, the thing that I really don't like the way mouths and teeth look with all like that
Sure,
the face paint stuff. I don't know what it is.
you looked fine though. I think it was more of
Oh,
a
thank you.
self-reflection sort of thing.
It's a me thing for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's see here. Now Jacob Bench says, I haven't seen the indie movies. Should I be excited for the game? Have a good weekend. You should go watch Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's like 2 hours long. It's a fun, breezy movie, and then you'll know if you like Indiana Jones or not.
Yep, agreed. I think you just go watch the movie and you'll know. Maybe even if you don't like the movie, I bet the game might actually still be a good time. We'll see.
Willow Davis says, fuck, marry, kill. Steve from Minecraft, Parthenax, and Oddish. These are very random characters. Is Parthenax the dragon that Marl's chart and they voiced in Skyrim? Or is that something else?
Parthenax is the dragon that I think Charles Martinet voiced in Skyrim. Yes. Pretty sure that's what this is.
Yeah, all right then. That's Parthenax. Okay. I guess I'll kill Steve from Minecraft. Fuck Parthenax and marry Oddish.
I am going to kill Steve from Minecraft. I'm going to fuck Oddish, and I'll marry Parthenax.
Okay. We're all killing Steve from Minecraft.
Yes.
Adam Steen says, started playing Cobalt Core. It's a wonderful game. You still playing Cobalt Core, Jeff? This is that the game's it's a roguelike with some strategy elements, right?
Yeah, it's similar to FTL and a little bit of Into the Breach. And it's more about ship battles than Into the Breach is, and a little bit different than how FTL works. But it's really good. I have not had much more time for it, mostly because of all the review stuff that's been happening.
And our EP Idiot Box says, Mike saying, I suppose, makes me think of the fan club mini game from A Rhythm Heaven. Is a Rhythm Heaven the opposite of a bullet hell? Grammatically, yes. And maybe even gameplay wise, actually. Yeah. It's interesting. Big Fresh says, it's been a few hours. Has Mike been canceled for saying the Hellblade devs know nothing about our psychosis yet? That's not, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I don't really mean it. But I still, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to take the word for it. What the hell do I know? But I guess I'm a little surprised that just like having like voices and headphones is like a good replication of a mental illness. But I am an idiot. And I think it is because people who actually have it have said that. So I apologize.
Right.
For my
They've
lack of imagination and empathy.
Right. They've like worked with people. It's like, I still don't. I don't know if it's like replicating the way it feels for me, but I get if they're trying to represent it. It's still how they're expressing themselves. So yeah, I'm fine with that.
It's fine. That's not my issue with Hellblade. Next up here is from Reservoir Doug's, who says, hi, Beef and Cheddar Boys. Curious to know what is going on with the Metro franchise. It's been a while. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't really know. I wonder how well that last Metro did. That it seemed like a really kind of a chance for it to be a breakout series. I don't know if it necessarily like took off in a major way, but I don't know. It feels like if they did another one of those nowish and it was kind of very similar to that last one, maybe spruced up just a little bit, maybe had a little bit more refinement to the gameplay, it could actually take off at this moment when it didn't. God, when was that? Back in like 2014, 2015? I don't know.
Yeah. Never played much
maybe
of the
they started
Metro
2017.
games.
Actually, my bad. Yeah.
I just feel like I should. Aren't they kind of a bit Half-Life-esque, right?
Yeah. They're I think they try to be a little bit Stalker-esque, a little bit immersive sim. But yeah, it's mostly a shooter, mostly an action shooter.
Try sometime. Jeff, before I get to the next super chat, along the same path here about dormant franchises, I don't know if you've ever heard anything about what might be going on with the Ridge Racer series.
No, what's that?
Any of your sources?
I haven't heard.
Racing game franchise from Bandai Namco.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
I'll put the birdies on it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Grug says, what is a Greg Miller? But Greg was having fun today. I don't know if you were following him on Twitter.
A little bit. Yep. Since like this weekend, he had that one where he's like, hey, what if we all like recorded ourselves saying Andy 30 times and posted it as a reply to this? It's like, okay. But he's having what is the one he was harassing people about today? It was
he's going
Yeah.
It's going on about Starfield being game of the year, and it was better than games where you glue sticks together or roll dice. And then he's saying that Last of Us's roguelike mode is better than God of War's.
Right. So to answer your
I guess
question,
when I say it out loud, like, whoa, he's really out of control. Somebody do something.
it's totally just the way like he plays it up, like in your face about it, which is clearly
he words it in like he knows what he's doing.
You know,
It's great.
of course, yeah. And so, and then he like stopped replies, so the people are quote tweeting, and he's like, "Stop quote tweeting," and that just gets more people to quote tweet, of course. So
Yeah,
he's having a great time. Good for Greg.
Big Fresh 37 says Towerborn and Flight Slim for Xbox this year also. What is Towerborn again?
Towerborn is that side scrolly beat 'em up action RPG ish kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
From the people that did Banner Saga. Yeah, and it looks really good. Looks really, really pretty.
I'm going to do this one now. Nintendo Derek says, what's so controversial about what Greg Miller said? He's just correct. Well, as I believe Blessing pointed out, he only experienced Valhalla by watching it on YouTube for one thing. So, but, whatever. Next one here is from the Uncharted Wolf. It says, does Hellblade 2 skipping physical a sign of Xbox's future regarding physical releases? So Hi-Fi Rush also did not have a physical version, right? I guess I just never thought that this game was closer to that tier than a game that you could buy at a Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a sign of like where everyone's going, because this is, I mean, Alan Wake 2, right?
Sure.
So yeah. This is clearly a sign of the future. Like 100%. That's what's happening here. You're right.
Mikey O'Leary says Indiana Jones and the Muppets Take Manhattan. Now that's a property.
That'd be pretty good.
That is probably of all the ways you can like name franchises. I do like the so and so and the naming convention. I don't know why I think that's fun. Maybe that's why I liked Harry Potter in the first place, because they also did that. More things should. Mike Minotti and the fight against Grubb.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mike Minotti and the fight of the fuckos.
Yeah. Mike Minotti and the healthy Jimmy Olsens. I forgot what I called him the first time. Billy Joels.
Billy Joels.
Yeah. The Jimmy Olsens.
The old piano mans.
Burrito says, hey, Mike, you did really well in Mortal Kombat, but looked a bit sad at the end. Oh, so here's some cold, hard cash to raise the spirits. You should get a save state checkpoint. Keep on keeping on. No, thank you, Burrito. It's all right. Well, first off, I can't because I'm playing it on original hardware, so we can't do save states.
It's not an option.
I know. I want to beat it for realsies.
Yeah. And I think you're gonna. I think you're gonna do it. I think you're gonna do it very early on the next episode.
I promise I wasn't as depressed as I looked. Just looking like Uncle Fester while you're concentrating makes you seem like you have some kind of a poor mental state.
That really amplifies the distressed look there. It's like putting up an American flag upside down if you look like Uncle Fester.
If I do that again, I either need to like not get my eyebrows in the white or put the black on them too. I think that will make me look a little bit less Uncle Fester-y.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm glad we have new strats, new face paint strats.
Connell Wood says, heard about Embracer closing Piranha Bytes. Which one's Piranha Bytes, Jeff?
I couldn't remember. I saw this earlier today, and I was kind of running around. I'm like, I'll look that up later. Let me see here. Piranha Bytes as a German video game developer. Yeah, let's see. Gothic.
Oh, this is the Gothic and
Ryzen
people,
but not that Ryzen.
Wow, man. So they released a game in 2022 called Elex 2.
Oh yeah, the Elex series. Okay, yeah. I think that's the one that, let me see here. It's an action role-playing video game. Okay, yeah, I remember this, but I never played them.
Well, I'm shocked that Embracer is just closing down their studio. What a disaster. What a just absolute mess that is. And this is only going to get worse over there.
Yeah, they suck. Embracer's terrible.
Lurking with my gherkin says, how about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Jerk? Please pass the cracker.
Sure.
How about Indiana Jones and the Lurking with my gherkin? That'd be good, too.
Man, that's a mystery I got to get to the bottom of.
They made those Indiana Jones like novels that they would sell in a lot of places, and my younger brother was into them. One of them was just Indiana Jones and the dinosaur eggs. And I was just like, what the hell happens in this one? Does a dinosaur hatch? Like, what's going on?
It's very good.
It's incredible. Yeah. Todd Howard says, just reminding chat, of a couple of undeniable facts. Space is objectively exciting. Space is empty. Space can be tedious, and astronauts work bored. Yeah, but you know what's more exciting, Todd Howard, is dual-wielding wands.
Yeah. Also, shooting Nazis is pretty cool.
Or punching them, maybe even better.
Yeah, God.
Allie Miracle says, Atari Hotel, huh? Sure, why not? There's weed lounges here, so nothing surprises me anymore. What the fuck are they gonna put that thing? Where the fuck? Thank you, boys. You are the best. It's still going in Las Vegas?
Yeah, apparently it's gonna be Las Vegas, and I think in Phoenix too, I guess.
Wow.
We'll see. I still of course they say they're doing it again. I'll believe it when I see it.
Same. That's it for the super chats for now. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, wait, one just came in from Ariel Dogon, says, Indy! Holy fuck, I'm hyped. I'm pretty hyped, too.
Me too.
I think that looks cool. Yes. It's a big budget Indiana Jones game. We haven't had one of those in, forever. Even, the last few ones when they tried, like Emperor's Tomb or Infernal Machine, they weren't that big budgety. They're kind of afterthought-y. So, yeah, this is really cool. I'm glad we're getting this.
I think you could tell there's hype out there for it because as soon as that was over, we all went and tried to put a bid on it in a Fantasy Critics. So
right, I should try that now. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how much it goes for. I think it's going to go for a pretty penny since everyone's trying to fight over it.
Yep, absolutely. I'm excited.
All right, that's going to do it for the super chats. We're going to take another quick break. Won't be long, everybody. We'll be right back to play our little game where we're going to see how we did on Metacritic and maybe make some new predictions. Back after this.
Let's go.
Ada.
Let's go.
What is that? What is R? Is that something that
no.
Sundras say? The Sundras say Ada?
Everybody says Ada.
Mike, Camilla from Fire Emblem would say that.
Yeah.
Oh.
She will say
Oh, like the.
Oh.
They might say, oh my. It's like, oh my.
Is that something is it different or something from those people who
say?
You know how some of the anime girls laugh specifically ho ho ho, they put their hand up.
Yes.
There.
No, that's the Ojo laugh. That's different.
That's
different.
Yeah,
do different auras have different cup sizes?
All right, listen, Jeff.
It's like Camilla. I know their cup size.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to check.
Camilla's cup size is backbreaking.
Gravity disturbing. All right, let's get back into this. We good?
How much should I bid on freaking
then I'm going to tweet
Indiana
because I never did
that. I didn't tweet either, actually. I forgot too. Shit. There's 500 people. There were 500 people here.
We're good. Yeah.
Hit that like button.
Podcast. All right. I am. What are we going to do next?
We're going to do the Metacritic thing. Basically, we're going to hand it over to Sean.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
If we get to 200 likes, Mike will do an Ada.
I think I have no chance of getting Indiana Jones because other people in this league who haven't done this before are going to make my mistake and bid $100 on it. Somebody's going to really overbid for it.
Oh, absolutely. Dan totally put down $80 on that thing.
All right. Let's get back into it.
That's a power move. Let's go.
And we're back. Sean, what are we doing now?
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you about something wild that just popped up on my timeline that I think listeners of the show would be very interested in. Apparently, if you crash a Game Boy Advance, after an hour and a half, it'll start leaking cartridge data through the speakers, and that's just data if you record it, so you can reverse engineer ROMs using it.
No way, that rules.
This is wild. I saw it at Katie May, KATY_MAYY. I don't know if she also did the YouTube video that accompanies this, but I just watched it while you guys are talking on mute, and it is wild, and it works. That is so cool.
That rules. I love that. First of all, I love anytime data is audio. Anytime data is recorded as audio, that is my favorite.
Yeah, like Commodore cassette tapes.
Like loading games
stuff.
For cassette tapes on Commodore.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just thought that was your fun fact of the day.
Or when people the radio stations would broadcast games and programs, and you could record them and stuff. Yeah, that ruled.
Okay, wild science. Anyways, yeah. We have I guess results, and then we're going to play another game here. So this is the Uncharted Wolves. Shouts to him in the community. Game Mess, Metacritic predictions, Q4 results, and 2024 Q1 predictions. So, Game Mess, including the boys here, was given a list of 15 different games coming out in the last quarter of 2023, and they need to predict the Metacritic score. I thought you switched to OpenCritic, maybe not. I don't know. The score was determined by the platform with most reviews, so on and so forth. You get the idea there. Whoever was the closest to the final score gets 1 point, and if you predicted the score exactly right, you get 2 points. And if you didn't think a game would come out by the end of the second quarter, or I think that's outdated there, by the end of the fourth quarter, you would say will not release and get double points. So, without further ado, you guys want to see how you did?
Please.
Yeah, I've been doing rough in this, I feel like, lately, so I hope I had a good showing. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, game number 1 was Assassin's Creed Mirage. Grubb predicted 82, Mike predicted 84, very close there. It ended up with 76.
And we got pretty high on that one, huh?
I was too optimistic on that.
Yeah,
one.
way too optimistic, both of us.
I thought other people wanted a smaller scaled Assassin's Creed like I did.
They did. It sold very well, and I think the fans actually mostly are pretty happy with this game, but critics are different.
And shouts to Disposable Content for getting it with 76 in the community.
Nice.
So right on, nice.
A bad start.
Game number 2 was Detective Pikachu Returns. Mike predicted 73 and Jeff predicted 71. It was a 66, so Jeff gets the point there.
I was so down on this game. Why did I go that high? What's wrong with me?
I have no idea, because the first one wasn't particularly good either.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Community winners were Villain Mac and Jackie G, which both predicted 66. Game number 3 was Forza Motorsport. Jeff said 90, Mike said 89. It ended up at 84, so Mike gets the point there.
Is it? Do you consider Forza Motorsport a kind of disappointing game, Jeff?
Yes, a little bit. It's in a better place.
A little bit.
Yes, it's in a better place now, but yes, it's definitely disappointing.
And shouts to Disposable Content and Moon, who both predicted 84. A lot of people somehow getting exactly right. I know we had a lot of people participate in this, but that's still impressive. Game number 4 was Lords of the Fallen, sequel to the video game Lords of the Fallen. Mike predicted 75. Jeff predicted 76. It was 75, so Mike gets 2 points there.
I didn't even know what this game was. Yeah.
This is horse shit.
Let's go.
And Redowski, Epic Open World, Ben 7, and Beefhammer all predicted 75, also getting exactly right.
Hell yeah.
Game number 5 was Sonic Superstars, which for some reason Jeff said 83 because he's a moron. He went first. And Mike went with 77, much more reasonable. It was 73, so Mike was clearly much closer there.
I'm sorry. I thought you guys said Sonic games were good. All right, I don't pay attention to this shit. So
we knew this one was gonna be okay. You know what? 73. That is good on most scores. Most
the score this game probably deserved. Maybe even a little generous.
I would say.
Look at that 8.8 user score.
That's ridiculous. That's
Sonic fans.
Oh, Sonic fans, right? Yeah.
No, yeah. Hail State, Ben 7, Sleeve, and Barspeckle all predicted 73, so congrats there. Game number 6 was Spider-Man 2. Mike predicted 91. Jeff predicted 89. It came down right in the middle at a 90.
Wow.
So you both get a point.
We're friends.
Look at that.
And a crap ton of people predicted 90 as well in the community, so shouts to everyone listed on the screen right now in the video version. Game number 7 was Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Shit.
Jeff predicted 90. Mike predicted 92, and it was 92. So Mike once again gets 2 points.
Whoa,
7-3.
Mikey boy.
Octo, Warren, Disposable Content. A lot of disposable content. Inufe and Barspeckle all predicted 92. Game number 8 was City Skylines 2. Mike predicted 83. Jeff predicted 81. I don't know if performance weighed into this, but
it definitely did.
Got a 74. I mean, you can see from the user score it has 3.7.
Yeah.
But Jeff was closer there, so Jeff gets the point.
Woo!
Okay.
And then again, several people getting it right on that one. Game number 9
I think
was...
nobody got it right. It looked like there's a couple people flanking.
Oh, getting the point. Yeah. We had several people on 73 and several people on 75. So, yeah, on either side of it, no one got 74. Game number 9 was Alan Wake 2. Jeff predicted an 88, and Mike predicted an 87. Came out on top with 89, so Jeff gets the point there.
Okay.
Shouts to Teriyaki Blues, Viez.
Gonna try to make a comeback. 7 to 5. 7 to 5.
Well, predicted.
Could have been worse for me. Could have been worse.
Shit.
Game number 10 was WarioWare Move It. Jeff spoiling it for the audio listeners. Mike predicted 81. Jeff took the over with 82. It came out as 75, so Mike gets the point.
That could have been a victory shit.
Running out of time, Jeff. You're running out of
Yeah,
time.
I know.
Running out of games here.
Yep, not looking great.
I'm trying to remember what we both thought for Avatar. We probably both overshot that one.
Oh, yeah, I think we overshot that one, yeah.
Razzle Jazzle and Ben 7 both got it exactly right with 75. Game number 11 was Like a Dragon Gaiden. Jeff predicted an 84. Mike predicted 85. It was actually a little bit lower at 78, so Jeff gets the point. I assume the community predicted it would do rather well, so Alex was the only one who got it with the exact 78.
This one just mostly got dinged for being pretty short, right? It's a very small game.
I think so.
And I think for like you definitely had to play the last games, and I think they're like, so this is only going to be for these people.
Yeah.
There we go. Game number 12 was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Here we go.
Wow.
Mike predicted an 83. Jeff predicted an 84. Well,
what again?
You are historically a Call of Duty fan. It got a 56.
Listen,
Yikes.
Man.
Listen, as someone who has played that game a lot and likes it for what it is, yeah, it sounds about right. the complete package there is fucking awful.
I think neither of us should get a point there, but whatever.
But factually, Mike gets the point.
Yeah.
Bench was the closest in the community with 70. So, jeez. Game number 13, Persona 5 Tactica. Jeff went with the 82. Mike went with 81, and it went considerably lower than that at 74. So Mike gets
did
that.
go lower than I was expecting.
Yeah. And people seem to be mostly pretty cool on it.
It seems more spin-offy than you would even want from a spin-off.
Yeah, I didn't put much time into it, but it was like, yeah, this is pretty basic. So that's about right.
What's the score so far?
I'm not. Let's see. So Mike has 10 points on the board. Jeff has 6.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes. In the community, Irate, Observer, and Crangus both got it right with 74. Super Mario RPG. Mike went with 86. Jeff went with 85, and it went under at 84. So
we're both
gets
there.
The point.
We're both close.
Damn.
Gas Buckaroo got it with an 84. Game number 15 is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Jeff predicted 78. Mike predicted 79. I know this. It went under at 72. Interesting. So Jeff gets the point, and Disposable Content got it in the community with their 72.
Well done.
And that was all the games. So Mike wins 10 to 8.
We did it! Oh, man. Woo! That's exciting stuff. We both did pretty good there, I think. There's some outliers,
and I think honestly, like that, kind of if we go by quarter and we count the quarters up, I think we tied 2 to 2. Oh, okay. Never mind.
First and foremost, the full community results are on the screen in the video version now. If you want to see how you did, I'm not naming off all these freaking people, so please check out the video version. Disposable Content and Ben 7.
Well done.
Good.
Congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, you get a Miyamoto thumbs up gift. So very nice, very nice. Now, I would like to play this short clip that's been included here.
Oh, come on, I don't need to hear this again. Oh, I might have it muted.
Do you have me muted?
Yeah, I have it muted. Yeah, start it over.
Okay. You have the stream audio pulled up?
Yeah, hang on.
Yep, I do. I can hear it.
Cool.
Yep, go ahead.
Jeff, I need you to tell me what you think Assassin's Creed Mirage will get.
Okay. I am going to Google Assassin's Creed.
God damn.
What?
No, you know what? Actually, no.
You won't.
No more of that. No more of that. Come at
Okay.
Stop. You can't look at past scores. No
Why not?
opening windows.
We did that last time. That was the whole thing.
That's bullshit. You're a gaming accomplished journalist. You're one of the biggest gaming personalities in the world anymore. You have enough knowledge inside you.
I'm glad you won.
The game, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now guess its fucking Metacritic score or OpenCritic or whatever it is.
I'm just saying, if somebody ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Yes, sir.
A few moments later.
Okay, game number 4. Lords of the Fallen, not the Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen.
Wait, I have to Google. I don't know what this game is.
You guys are morons.
That's good
I was
stuff.
right, though.
That's good
right
stuff.
on all accounts.
All right, so that means that the final scores in 2023, quarter 1, Mike got it. Quarter 2, Jeff got quarter 1, Mike got it. In the community, Alex and Super Harmon got it. Quarter 2, Jeff got it. In the community, Screaming Madden got it. Quarter 3, Jeff got it. In the community, Snufkin got it. And in quarter 4, Mike Minotti got it. And the community, Disposable Content and Ben7 got it.
Good.
So, as you can see, there was a tie between Jeff and Mike. So, as Wolf said he would do, to break the tie, he added up all the points Jeff and Mike gained across every quarter. And the winner
I feel
is
good.
Jeff Grubb.
Let's fucking go.
31.
Let's go. We lose the
Close
battle. We win the
game.
war.
He
That's
Googled
right,
that
everybody.
One time he cheated. He Googled that one quarter. He's a cheater.
Oh, boy. Now, that one quarter, he gave it to me early, and I looked at all this stuff before, and then, well, I guess I still Googled it.
Incredible. Cool.
It was in the rules. It was in the
It was the rules. It was,
for that
it was
quarter.
explicit, the rules. He literally said to do this.
He literally told you guys that that would happen.
We're not doing that no more.
Yeah,
That's for
clearly,
sure.
because you lost one time when we did it, so we can't do that again.
Don't you love it when Mike changes the rules to someone else's game?
Right. It's like the little kid misses, like the little kid kicks the ball to the,
Taking his
to
ball
the soccer
home.
net,
Oh,
and he
you're gonna
misses.
talk about
So he puts the
changing
soccer
the
net where he
rules?
kicked it accidentally. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Gonna talk about changing the rules to me.
Congratulations to Jeff.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, hey, and congratulations on that last win too. That was good
Okay,
stuff.
so Wolf, by the way, reminded me in chat, he did use Metacritic for the entirety of 2023 to remain consistent. In 2024, we will be using OpenCritic instead.
Hooray!
He says, why the switch? A, because Metacritic hurts him now.
Yeah.
B, makes it easier to average scores from all systems rather than just one. And C3, I forget which one I'm doing here. Same rules as before, but now we will be predicting the OpenCritic for 12 games in quarter 1, 2024. And, you know, this brings in line with the all Benji Bob stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, gentlemen, I need you to tell me what you think Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth will get.
I go first now.
Yeah, who goes
'Cause
first?
You know what? Yeah. Mike, no. So,
Yeah, Jeff,
if we
by
follow
advantage, Jeff goes first. Right.
if we follow consistency, yeah, Jeff should go first as the winner.
That seems right. Okay.
So Mike can over under.
All right. I'm gonna go with. Let's see if I remember what guiding guy was like mid 70s. This is definitely gonna do better than that.
You wanna Google it?
Yeah, of course I want to Google it, but it's not out yet. Well, I mean, like even if I did the last games, I don't know. I think this game's going to do a little bit better. I'm going to go with an 85.
85, okay. Mike?
I think people are going to be more happy with this one than that. I'm going to go. Like, how high can it go, though? I wish I could Google Like a Dragon, the 7th one, but I'm not a cheater, so I won't. So
Oh my God.
I'll say I'll be a little safe and say 86. I think better, but I don't know how much.
Okay, got it. Game number 2, Tekken 8. So we'll swap here. Mike, you go first.
Yeah, this is interesting. I did unrelatedly actually look at Tekken 7's review score not that long ago because I was just curious, and it wasn't amazing. And I'll tell Jeff, it was like low 80s. I have historically not followed the Tekken series super well. I was at a preview event for this one. I think fighting games in general are at a very good place right now. For what I played of this, it seems really good. It's going to be compared to Street Fighter 6 a lot. Maybe some of that might be unfavorable in certain ways. I'll say 84 for Tekken 8.
Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, that's tough. Because that's like probably like the lowest I would have gone. And I'm like, but I'm also hesitant about going much higher than that because I think every point above 84 is like tougher and tougher to get. I think I'll just have to. I think I'll just have to go with 83. I'll go with 83.
Okay. Game number 3, Persona 3 Reload. Jeff.
Yeah. I'll go with. God, people could like just be bananas for this shit. I wonder if there will be enough like sort of enough Persona fans out there to maybe split the feeling a little bit. And they're like, yeah, this is great, but I still like the original better, or I wish it had this thing that I like from some certain version. I'm gonna go with a 90.
90, okay.
It's almost what I was thinking. Yeah, I think I don't want to say a lot of that is noise. I bet a lot of the people who wish Fez or the female protagonists were there, I don't think that's really going to factor into review scores that much. Higher than a 90 is a lot, though. Maybe I'll be a little bit less. I don't know. I thought Jeff was going to go lower than 90. I thought 90 is where I'm going. So I'm feeling a little weird going under him, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do here.
Oh, I'm so adding that to the soundboard.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Oh, no.
God, this game could be, Jeff's right, though. People could go absolutely bananas for this. But I have to remind myself, like, people did go bananas for Alan Wake 2, and it's, like, average scores an 89. So I'm going to say 89.
Okay. Game number 4, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
Oh, boy.
I don't think it's going to be an absolute disaster. I think there's going to be some people who do like it and have some nice things to say about it. But I think a lot of people are going to have problems. I will predict the sex number 69.
Nice.
That's tough. I wish you went like low 70s because that would have been really easy to go lower. But I think I still have to go lower. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 68. I'll go with 68. That's tough.
Okay.
That's real tough.
Game number 5, Helldivers 2.
Yeah, people love these games. Well, love the first one, and this one's like seems to be kind of blowing up in a big way. I think it's going to hit pretty hard. I think it's going to do around, I'll say 82.
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of hard. I do wonder a little bit how well this is going to transition to something a bit more expensive, right? I still want to believe. I will say 80.
Okay. Game number 6, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the remake coming out for a Switch.
Yeah, there's lack of excitement on this one. I think it's going to play well. I think it's going to be aesthetically not super interesting. I'll go like 72 on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be higher than that, but not much higher than that. I think 72 is a kind of I think anywhere in the 70s is pretty safe. So I'll go with 73 and just kind of hope that it like surprises people.
All right. Game number 7, Skull and Bones, allegedly for real this time.
Jesus Christ. I'll go with the sex number 69.
Nice.
I will go lower with a 65.
Oh, nobly lower. Okay. Game number 8, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the game that allegedly came out in December of last year, Mike.
Oh my God, he doesn't let go of a grudge. It's hard because I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake was incredible. It was reviewed well, but it's not like it was reviewed in. I'm trying to remember. I think it was more mid 80s. Its reviews than like super high 80s, or definitely wasn't in the 90s. This game's going to have some things going for it with maybe a bit more the big open world and more characters. I don't know if that necessarily is going to make it better inherently than Remake, except that people are more invested in this vision. It's also probably going to have more plot deviations that might really get certain people upset or make people feel differently. So that's a concern. I want to go 80s, and since this is Final Fantasy VII, maybe I will just say an 87.
Okay.
I'm happy because I was thinking like 86 that entire time, and that means I could do 86. But let me think here. I wonder if there's more selection bias because there's fewer people, or like the people that like Final Fantasy VII Remake will really want to review this one.
Sure.
but I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. It would take a lot of that to like push it into the higher 80s, I think. So, yeah, I think I'm comfortable sticking at 86, please.
86. I can tell you
I feel
right
like
now, Mike is gaining the point because I'm going to slip a 20 to everyone to give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, well, that's
There you
because
go.
it's your Metacritic league choice. Or
What
fantasy
are we
critically,
talking
yeah.
about? All right, game number 9 is Alone in the Dark. Jeff.
Yeah, I am gonna go with a flat 70.
Interesting. No faith in this one, or not a lot of faith.
Right. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a game that some people like and most people dismiss.
Okay.
Have they showed much of this yet?
I don't remember.
There's a part of me wants to be like, is this really coming out? But I don't know. This one's real hard. I mean, survival horror's been doing so good. Who's even making this? I don't know. They try to bring back Alone in the Dark like every 15 years or so. Like God demands it.
I think it's THQ who is making it. Wasn't it them?
THQ. There's
THQ.
no THQ anyway.
Well, there's THQ Nordic.
THQ Nordic.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell? Okay, great. I will say 68. I don't feel it.
Not feeling the sex number this time.
Not feeling. No, it can't go to that well again.
No, it hasn't earned it.
Okay, fair enough. Game number 10, Dragon's Dogma 2.
This is you, Mikey.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. That's interesting. Capcom's been on a roll. I've gotten overly excited about that before and gave like Exoprimal a prediction in the 80s at one point.
Right.
This, though, I think this is going to do very well. I think it's not going to feel like the most expensive thing in the world, which I think is going to bump some people out or bother some people. It's going to be cheesy and hokey. Some people are going to enjoy that. I think it's going to be very fun. I think it's going to be very big. I will go with an 85.
Okay, and Hollywood Jeff, what do you think?
He called me that because I have sunglasses now on, audio listeners.
Sunglasses are for the weak.
Yeah. 100%.
While wearing sunglasses, regular glasses.
But that's for vision. I never wear sunglasses. I don't need them.
Well, yeah, but he's saying that your vision's weak.
Your vision is weak.
That's fair. That's
you did
truth.
Mike did 85. Is that what he did?
Yeah.
He said 85, yes.
And that sucks. That's a good guess, Mike.
Thank
Mike,
you.
I think that's a really good guess for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. This sucks because I don't want it. Like 84 doesn't feel right, but 86 feels too high. It felt like, we just had that results, and it felt like every time we had one of these where we're like back to back, the person that went lower, I think won every time except for once, maybe twice. But I'll just go with my gut and I'll say 86.
Okay. Game number 11, Princess Peach Showtime.
This is tough.
That's tough.
I want it to be good, and I don't
I
think.
still have no idea what to really expect.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's very easily could be them farting out a game at the end of the generation that they don't really care about. But maybe it's good. I think it's gonna get a 79.
Okay.
I hope
Mikey?
it does better than that, though.
Yeah, I guess I gotta make the optimistic play here, even though I think that's a very good guess. I'll go 81.
81. All righty. Game number 12, Rise of the Ronin. Mike.
Yeah, sorry, I'm bad at that. The snake is confusing me. Rise of the Ronin. I literally was thinking, I'm glad Jeff's doing this one.
Hey, guess what? I'm glad Mike's doing this one.
It's just like, this is like, Souls-like number 502. This was the one that I think a lot of people thought looked good, and I was more dismissive of. So I think it'll be okay. I think it's gonna be like a 76.
Okay.
If there's one thing I've learned from doing this, one thing, it's that when Mike has low opinion of a game before it comes out, always go lower. 75.
You're right. right. You're right.
Really?
Always-
He's right.
Always go lower because Mike's
should go even lower.
Mike's actually usually right about these, and then he's not right enough. Like that's what happens.
He's right.
I don't see that happening. I don't see it going 75.
Listen, it's probably going to be better than that. But
I don't know how much better, but yeah, I don't see it going
I'm going to believe
under.
in this strategy because it has worked before.
Okay. Oh, sorry, screwed up the frame.
Everything. Mike's always like, there's a lot of games. Mike's like, I don't feel this at all, and then we get to the results, and it's like, how did Mike have a higher score than Jeff, and Jeff got the point? I'm like, yeah, I don't know either.
Damn, people are wondering.
Yeah, everyone's wondering.
Well, that is it. That is all the games. We have a nice thank you here from Wolf for letting him do
Thank
this
you,
goofy
Wolf.
game
Thank you so much,
all
Wolf.
year. He says thank you to Jeff, Mike, Sean, and Bob for all of our participation in it. Good luck to the dogs and the community in 2024. Now, a quick reminder. Let me see if I got this framed up right so it shows up on stream. It's a little small,
I can fix
but
that.
I might be able to fix that. Hang on.
Nope, no. Oh, no. Oh, there it is.
You don't know about hold control. You
Hey.
mouse wheel up. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't really work on Google Docs, Mike. Anyways, a quick summary here is that for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Jeff got 85 on the board. Mike is predicting an 86. Tekken 8, Jeff goes 83. Mike goes 84. Persona 3 Reload, Jeff says 90. Mike says 89. Suicide Squad, Jeff is going 68. Mike is going 69. Nice. Helldivers 2, Jeff says 82. Mike says 80. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Jeff says 73. Mike says 72. Skull and Bones, nobody has much faith in that. Jeff says 69. Nice. Mike says 65. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Jeff says 86. Mike says 87. Alone in the Dark, not much faith here either. Jeff says 70. Mike says 68. Dragon's Dogma 2. Jeff is going with an 86 while Mike goes with 85. Princess Peach Showtime. Jeff is predicting 79. Mike is predicting 81. And closing out, Rise of the Ronin. Jeff will go with 75 while Mike will go with a 76. So at the end of the quarter, we will see how everything shakes out and where all the scores land on Open Critic.
All right. Thank you for doing that, Sean. Wolf, again, thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. The worst part about this game is now we got to wait 3 months before we get the results, and I hate that. I wish we could do it right away, but obviously we are bound by linear time.
It's a good way to remind me of what the big games coming out the next few months are, at least.
Yes, it's very useful for that. All right, let's go ahead and get back into here. There we go. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to take one more quick break, at least one more quick break. And then get back into the rest of the show, doing the best games of 2012. Back after this. All right.
Okay.
Yep, no problem. All right, Mike's going to take Penny out, and I'm going to look out what came out in 2012. All right, let's see.
2012 games. Yeah, I didn't submit one. Let's see.
Yeah, it was
I have no idea
THQ
what-
Nordic, the ones that
Yeah.
went along in the
No, I
dark.
believe you.
Hey, there you go.
No, I didn't believe myself. I was like,
I believe
was
you,
it
though.
THQ? Thank you.
All right, this is the one where I was like, there's some good stuff in here, and that's why I warned you guys about P4 Golden. I know if it how it would fly as a remake with you guys.
And Mike's not going to let me get The Walking Dead Season 1 on there, and I don't know if I'm really in the mood for that fight.
That would be weird.
It won our Game of the Year at GameSpeed back then, so it would not be
Did the
weird.
entirety of it release in 2012?
I think so, yeah. It won a lot of
think-
Game of the
yeah,
Year.
it did.
It won a ton
see-
of Game of the Year awards back
Okay,
then.
because I see episode 5.
Yes,
Yep, the
season
entirety
one-
of it was within 2012. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I like the episodic release stuff. I don't know.
Man, 2012. 2012 is kind of a weird year.
2012 was a great year.
As much as I love Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, Fire Emblem Awakening was this year.
Oh, was it? Shit. Okay. All right. Well, that
Oh
that
my
helps.
god. Oh nope. Japan only.
Okay,
Never
there
mind,
we go.
we're safe,
All
we're
right.
safe.
Man, I should play Fez. I've never really played Fez. I should. I bet I would dig it if I started getting into it.
I don't know if that's true.
Copy link.
I like The Witness so much, and all these games with like abstract puzzles, but I haven't been able to get
Yeah,
into
I'm a
Fez when I
sucker
have
for
tried
that
it
shit.
before, so maybe
Okay,
not.
yeah. Mike's not here. Do you think we could fight for Black Ops 2? Do you think that would fly?
I think this year, I don't know. There's so many games that are like, well, yeah, it's good, but it's like it's not like the best of that series even at that time. So maybe Black Ops 2 could maybe happen. We'll see. Once we get started, I don't know. But right now I feel okay
like I
about
said,
it.
a weird year with a lot of good stuff and a lot of just odd stuff.
It's
I'm ready.
All right. Actually, shit. I should have done this. Let me
I
just
got the thing on podcast stuff.
Yeah.
The link for the thread, by the way.
Right. I just need to get the document up. I forgot to do that. I knew I was forgetting something.
Oh, the dog.
Wow, Sean, were you distracting him again?
Don't
worry. Don't worry, Jeff. It's Sean's fault.
Thank you, Mike, for understanding.
You know I did.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Where's that?
He's a father. He can't forget stuff. You know?
This man has been on camera for like 9 hours today already or something.
I'm dying.
His brain is shot.
It's all gone.
Ooh, good miss on that one. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
I'm sure your
Hopefully they
keyboard
get on
loved
my
it.
camera.
Look at that. Wow, that's impressive. Nobody can do that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm cool. Gotta
He didn't say
clean some
that.
stuff now.
But remember that whole thing where like he was like, "This is like a impressive thing nobody does."
I still think that. Yeah.
Oh, the poker chips.
No, the poker chips.
No, the opening the can and
I
holding
am
it
good
at the
at the
same
poker
time.
chips thing. I'll have you know.
I was
What-
testing the.
what- Okay.
What? The shuffling the chips?
What?
Yes.
What is it? What is the?
You take two stacks and you make them one with one hand.
Shut up,
by-
Mike. Shut the fuck up. You know interlaced televisions? It's like that with chips. He's interlacing each chip into one another.
Now, Jeff, do you know how interlacing is bad, and we try to not think about it anymore, and we try to move it as far away from it as possible as a society?
Of course, but yeah, Mike.
That's what I'm trying to do with Mike's stupid poker chip.
You guys are mean. You guys are jerks.
I was fucking around.
You came in here. I was like, "What the fuck did Sean do now?" So you know what?
You did something.
Shit to Sean.
All I know is I came in here and Sean was yapping, and Jeff was like, "Oops, I forgot to do something."
That's Chef Grubb's fault. No.
Yeah, because Jeff Grubb existed. As
Oh no, I'm
Jeff
standing back
Grubb.
out of this
That's
one.
not
I like
my
it when I'm
fault.
not in trouble.
His brain is fucked up, and somehow
He's got a shit brain. Oh wait, we're talking about me.
Jeff's brain is fine.
No, it is. Today it's pretty. Shot. It was too many video game podcasts.
You know, I will say, if you can get really fast at that, Mike, that always looks cool.
Yeah, I like that one a
flipping
lot.
over
I'm working
things.
on it.
I like that a
I'm
lot.
much faster than when I started.
Okay.
Trying to do the Johnny Depp, right?
No. Okay.
let's do this. Yeah, let's just do this.
Let's get going. All right, I'm bringing us in. And we're back, and it's time to decide the best games of 2012. My voice cracked earlier today, Mike. I should have told you guys that. My voice cracked. It was weird. That hasn't happened to me in a very long time.
Yeah, even when you do it though, it's not that bad. Your voice is pretty deep. When my voice cracks, it's rough. It's a rough time for everybody.
Yeah,
it makes everyone uncomfortable.
And it wasn't even quite a crack. It was more like my voice just kind of gave out for a second. It was like, oh no, please just stop. So yeah, it wasn't quite as bad as it has been like when I was a kid or a teenager, I should say. All right, here's what we do. Me and Mike come up with a list of games from the year 2012 that came out in the United States. We decide the top 5. We order them from 1 to 5, 1 being the best. Mike, where do you want to start?
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird year. It's not one of the best, but there's plenty of good games.
Definitely good games. There's a lot of like sequels that are like, well, that's not as good as the one right before it.
I think we're kind of at a period where a lot of the like Xbox 360 era franchises that had started then were getting kind of long in the tooth. But there's still some exciting things happening. My actual game of the year this year, I remember, was Fire Emblem Awakening on the Nintendo 3DS. A giant turning point for that series. I liked Fire Emblem okay, but this one really got its hooks into meat. Man, this had a 92 Metacritic. I don't know if a Fire Emblem is ever getting a 90-something Metacritic again. What?
That was 2013 in the U.S.
Oh my goodness.
We just had this conversation right before you came in, just so you know.
That was one of the things we were talking about in the break.
Okay, well, good. Sean, this is why I'm glad that you're always having like good conversations while I'm away to help get this stuff figured out.
I do what I can, Mike, just for you. Yes.
Well, Fire Emblem Awakening must have been my game of the year 2013. Then, well, then shit, 2012 sucks.
Yeah, 2012 is rough. It is. Fire Emblem Awakening, had it been on this list, might have been like the biggest game on our list.
It might have been number one.
Oh, it would have been number one for sure, without a doubt.
Okay, well, you know what was my game of the year this year? Actually, it's still a portable game. It's Gravity Rush, actually.
Yeah,
for me.
I figured Gravity Rush would come up into this. I
Gravity
still have
Rush
never
was
played Gravity Rush.
There's a remastered version of it that is good. Gravity Rush was a Vita launch window game, perhaps. Maybe if not launch, it is an open world, kind of in the superhero side. But the gimmick here is that you can reorient the gravity whenever you want to make it. So you basically can fly or run up walls. It's a really pretty art style. It's a little Miyazaki-esque, but it's also doing kind of its own thing. It's like a sort of a floating steampunk city. Just a very unique aesthetic with likable characters and just that simple gameplay loop and the mechanic of messing around with the gravity. And the combat that's there also works really well, and you can fling boxes and stuff. I loved Gravity Rush. This was, again, an early Vita game. So having this kind of experience as an exclusive on the Vita, and we were used to having some open world games on portables before, but this was a different level for that. I absolutely adore Gravity Rush.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that I do think will probably make this list that I like. There's no one that like just stands out as the obvious one. And they are like all games that I like, using that Fire Emblem Awakening, again, not on the list. I think all these games are smaller in just about every way than that game. So to keep that in mind. I think I'll probably start here with FTL Faster Than Light. I adore FTL. It is a really good idea of like ways to express the roguelite genre of making runs and trying to get better each time and trying to make some improvements and figuring out the way it works. It also has incredible music, and I just really like the core gameplay of managing the ship and having a certain number of people and the feeling of getting attacked and parts of the ship becoming under attack and having to put out fires, figuratively speaking, and literally sometimes. Faster Than Light is a very good game. Something I haven't played in quite some time, but boy, during those years when I was playing it, it was like all consuming.
Yeah, I played a bit of it. I didn't get super deep into it, but it was definitely good. I don't dispute that at all. So Persona 4 Golden came out this year, maybe not even in the US. I have to look, but we gave normal Persona 4 kind of the love already. I don't know if we really need to give the updated version.
I'm going to write it down here, but we'll see. I think it'll be hard even in a lighter year, but we'll see. Persona 4 Golden still, I know a lot of people love that.
An actual 2012 game, Journey. Journey was super fun. Definitely, I think the best of that game company's output. Because like stuff like Flower was cool, or even what Flow. This one felt, not that those aren't games, but this one was more of a game in a lot of ways. And there was something pretty incredible to just being partnered up with some random other player and going on this actual journey with them. And you find kind of unique ways to communicate with them, right? You don't just have an open mic. You kind of have to figure it out. The aesthetic is incredible. It still looks gorgeous. Journey is a pretty hard game to forget.
This is I think my favorite of this series. It's a franchise I love. It's up there. I think it probably is on most days number one for me of this series. Trials Evolution.
You do like your Trials.
Yeah, this is when they really kind of figured out how to expand on Trials HD in a major way with like a ton of tracks, and the tracks were so inventive and really, really hard, but in a way that felt like it made a lot of sense, and the ways that they got difficult over time. Obviously, just a nice difficulty curve, and then you would it would just keep going. The difficulty curve would just keep going to the point where it's like, okay, I can no longer actually do any of these tracks in one run. Now I'm just trying to see if I could even get to the end and hitting these checkpoints. The way I normally play Trials is try to actually set a time with no faults, and that's cool up to a point, and then you get to some of these expert stages. And you have to just be like, okay, this is a challenge to see if I can even figure out how to do this one jump and then get to the next checkpoint, which is right there. But like getting my bike to do the bunny hop over to this sheer cliff and not bounce off it, but able to actually grip onto the wall and climb up. When it actually works, it's a huge accomplishment feeling that you get. And Trials Evolution sort of nailed that right away. And those tracks really are very, very good.
Oh, Sticker Star came out this year. No wonder it's such a cursed year.
Yeah.
Wii
I was
U.
gonna I was gonna make a joke like Paper Mario Sticker Star just to see your reaction, but I knew you wouldn't buy it. So
I don't know why. Like, that's the game that gets under my skin. There are definitely
I
worse
hate
games,
it.
but like that's the game that pisses me off.
I had to review it, so I think that's a big part of it for me. I hate that game, despise it.
I get mad.
I gave it a 6.5, and I get mad at myself because it should have been way lower.
Okay, Borderlands 2 was actually pretty great.
Yes.
Like they took what was a good game with the first Borderlands, and the sequel expanded on it in all the right ways. You had a very memorable antagonist with Handsome Jack. All 4 of those classes felt good. It was a fun campaign, solo or multiplayer. I think this is still in terms of games that are just trying to be Diablo, but as a first-person shooter, nothing has done that better than this.
Yeah, I like Borderlands 2 a bunch. I played way more Borderlands 1, but Borderlands 2 was still very good. I'm like sticking with the indies for now. I do want to get out of the indies eventually, but Mark of the Ninja is a game that I love. I love Mark of the Ninja, a 2D stealth action game that has really smart stealth features in terms of giving you all the data you need about what the enemies can see and where the shadows are, so you could be safe, and so you could just feel like super hardcore ninja shit. And then when you do pop out of the shadows to kill somebody, it's super satisfying. It's from Clay, KLEI. And their artwork and animation is top notch, and it always was, and it definitely was in Mark of the Ninja, a game that looks really nice. It just plays fantastic.
How do you feel about Far Cry 3 in the year 2024?
I'm not someone who thinks too fondly on Far Cry 3 personally, Mike. But I don't hold anything against it either.
Yeah, I liked it at the time. It's kind of not its fault that like a ton of other games borrowed from it. Probably, maybe the most influential game of this year in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Open
almost
world games
certainly.
all became a bit Far Cry 3. I liked it. It's not something I think about too fondly these days.
Yeah, and also just feels like I don't want to put Far Cry on a list. I don't.
Well, Blood Dragon might actually have a shot. So.
Yeah, it might for sure.
It's weird seeing this, like, because like that game was reviewed super well. Mass Effect 3's Metacritic was the 93, which is pretty wild for outside of Andromeda, a game most people will say is the worst in that series, or at least that trilogy. It's still very good, I guess, but there is something about it that I'm just nonplussed about in terms of like giving a award. This series never did anything for me, Jeff. I'm curious because this was the game most people gave Game of the Year to. I remember Walking Dead, a Telltale.
Oh yeah, we did give it Game of the Year, GamesBeat. Mike, I like this still. At the time, I loved it. I don't know if I'm like in a mood to like argue with you to get it onto the list, and there's
gonna be room on this list. So,
yeah, I mean, let's put it up here. We'll see. I don't know if there's actually going to be room though at the end of the day. Now that I'm like looking at things, this was a moment where everyone went like, "Hey, wait a second, games can do this stuff." And of course, there's a huge audience. It's like, listen, we've been playing visual novels for a very long time. But the writing in The Walking Dead Season 1 actually legitimately is very, very good. A lot of great writers worked on that stuff. And yeah, I really did enjoy that game. Let's keep it here. Let's keep it on the list, the shorter list, and see where it goes from here. Okay. Do you want to pick another one that you actually care about?
I guess I picked that one. You go ahead.
XCOM Enemy Unknown.
I was wondering. Yeah, I was kind of hoping you'd bring that one up. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I love XCOM Enemy Unknown. It's fantastic Firaxis strategy combat. Get in a cover. It's all very easy to understand. You feel like you have a good grasp of the battlefield, but everyone is always in danger. You have that like tough Firaxis math where they're not going to fuck around and pretend like 90% doesn't mean 1 out of 10 times you're going to get got. And I like that. And then like the managing of the base, and then the managing of your crew, and then like being able to name your crew after your friends and stuff, and then one of them dies, and then you got to like bring in a different friend or whatever. It's a good game that has a good combination of a decent narrative and then a lot of cool emergent storytelling that happens, kind of similar to what we were doing with Tale of the Sun earlier today. XCOM Enemy Unknown is a really standout one for me.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a lock, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it is.
I always want to play even more of this game. I never did complete a run, and I kind of feel bad about that. But it was clearly very good, and it felt refreshing. I think this was doing a thing which was smart at the time, like really giving you interesting things to do between the battles, and I did
Exactly.
like all that base stuff.
They really nailed that. They nailed that stuff right out of the gate with that.
And I mean, it's what works with Fire Emblem Awakening also, which is kind of this year. We'll talk about it more, but yeah, I think everyone was really figuring that stuff out, taking some lessons from perhaps the Persona games, which hit a couple years before this.
Mike, do you want me to go to the podcast producers, or do you have a couple more?
Let's go, because like there's few. I bet I know some that people are gonna suggest. Let me say one that I don't know anyone else cares about. I think PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale is actually really good. I think a lot of people are wrong about that game. I thought that was a lot of fun. I wish I could play it right now still. Thank you, Sean. I thought it had a really fun roster. They even added Captain Gravity Rush to it in DLC, which was fun. God, I wish we could get another one of those. It bums me out.
What percentage number do you put on us ever getting another one of those?
One of those, a 0. Like maybe some other PlayStation like crossover fighting game.
Okay.
Like maybe more, but it's so weird. Like what ownership does PlayStation really have to things like Ape Escape or some of these other franchises that were represented there anymore?
I don't care
the
about
last
it.
we even kind of heard about them was all the cute cameos in Astro's rescue mission, not rescue mission, Playroom.
Yeah.
And like that game was like, man, yeah, PlayStation used to have a lot of great franchises that they don't do anything with now.
All right, let's start with these podcast producers' recommendations. Hosp drops Hotline Miami on us. Mr. Buller said Dishonored. Let's do those two real quick. I've played Hotline Miami. It honestly just never did much for me. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I never felt much drive to try that. I do like the first Dishonored. Man, 2012 is so weird because when you first say, I'm like, that's not that long ago, and then I do math. It's 12 years ago.
Yep.
Dishonored 1 was Dishonored 1's weird. It's one of the best games that I don't think about ever.
Yeah, I legitimately have never really gotten into Dishonored. I played a lot of them, and I just have never gotten into them. I don't know what it is. I like blinking. That's cool.
Yeah, the abilities were fun.
Yeah, the abilities are cool.
But like even like when Dishonored 2 came out, I was kind of like, no. I don't need to do that anymore.
I think a big part of it for me is like the whale oil setting where it's like it's so overbearing. It's hard for me to latch on to stuff.
It's oppressive.
Yeah, it's oppressive.
It's oppressive.
Yep.
It is a bit much. Like it's like, yeah, there's rats everywhere because everything's diseased and gross.
And I'm like, it's not why I'm coming to games. Actually, I don't want to see rats here. Yeah.
You're right. This is pretty unpleasant. I agree. I would consider it, but you seem more down on it than me, so.
Yeah, listen, if you want it on the top 5, I'm not going to stand in your way all that much on it because I know people love Dishonored. It's just it's one of those ones. It's not for me. I don't think it's bad in any way.
Put it on the list in case we look at it and we're really like, maybe actually Dishonored, but
definitely.
I don't
okay.
know. We'll see.
That sounds right. Okay. Cranders McBasketball says Far Cry 3. Bench JC says Mass Effect 3. A game I like. I don't want to put it in a top 5.
Yeah, me neither. It's not even just the ending, which was a whole thing.
Not just
I don't know.
Ending,
It's
the thing that's it's not as good as Mass Effect 2. It's just not.
It's just
it
not.
Plays better sometimes, sure, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's just not as good. Like it's not when I came to Mass Effect 4, and I don't think they did a very good job with it overall.
It's kind of the poster child of like escalation isn't always better. Like they felt like, well, this is the third one, and trilogies are a thing, so this is like the big finale, and it's going to be the biggest, highest stakes ever, and it's kind of exhausting in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like that funnel of like. You start with Mass Effect 1 and they set up the world, and then they're like, Mass Effect 2, so much more is possible now. And then Mass Effect 3, by its nature, has got to be like, well, we got to get you to a conclusion. So we're going to like sort of squeeze you back into this like possibility space that's a little bit smaller. And it's just, I don't like it. Nick Turbo says Persona 4 Golden.
I'll tell you what. It might be the best game released this year. It's just I think we already had Persona 4 like as number 1, maybe even, or at least pretty high before. So just releasing the better version of that. I don't know if we need to give it a spot for that. I love Persona 4 Golden. It is fantastic, but it is the director's cut basically of a game we already gave a lot of love to.
Hammond of Texas said Counter-Strike Global Offensive. God, I remember when that came out. And it was like,
Yeah.
oh, the new Counter-Strike is Counter-Strike.
I'm more of an OG Counter-Strike guy.
I'm now more of a Counter-Strike 2 guy. The Vanquish Wolf 5 says Kid Icarus Uprising. How do you feel about
I really
that
want to play this game. I
Oh,
hope
okay.
that remake happens. I hear
Same.
good things about it. I just couldn't. I think initially I was just too weirded out by the control setup.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't get a remaster, I will just find a way to play that game on like a Steam Deck or something. We'll see. Adam GC says The Simpsons Tapped Out. I think it's that mobile game that was very popular, right?
Yeah, that game was fun until
I never
it
played
was
it.
one of the like big mobile games where it was literally just like you can't play anymore for now, and it was infuriating. I was thinking about this game recently. I actually watched some old Simpsons episodes not too long ago, and we watched You Only Move Twice, which I hadn't seen it forever, which is the one where Homer works for like that James Bond villain, but he's the nicest guy, actually.
Oh, Mr. Scorpio?
Yeah, and I'm like, man, Hank Scorpio is the best Simpsons character. This is actually maybe the best episode of The Simpsons. And there's a whole bit there where Homer's asking where you can get like hammocks, and they talk it out, and it's like, oh, the hammock district. And apparently you can build the hammock district in this game.
Okay,
It almost makes me want
that's
to
fine.
start up Tapped Out, right?
Have you told like parts of that story before on other podcasts recently? Because I had the weirdest deja vu there.
Maybe I'm wondering if I did now.
Hey,
Maybe I
like,
did
yeah,
bring it up.
like,
I thought I told it to my friends recently.
it's like I just
Did
remember,
the 90s Disney already go out? Did I talk about it on that? I don't know.
okay, it's fine. It was just like weird. All right, Always Be Clothing Corgi. I think here's dropping Asura's Wrath. Asura's Wrath.
Yeah. I've heard things about this game. I haven't actually played it myself, but I've heard things.
I played a little bit of it back when I was like trying to dip it in a bunch of games, and I always meant to go back. This would be fun for a stream. I would like to play this.
Yeah.
Find a way to get the DLC and just play through the whole thing. Wardenclyffe says faster than light, or FTL faster than light. And I'm right there with you. Michael Riley says hit Mike Absolution. I never played this one. I'm very excited that I think it's Blood Money is coming out to the Switch this month. Honestly, it might have just I think it might have just came out actually, and I might play that.
Which one was the one that was like much more just like a cinematic third-person shooter? Is that Absolution or Blood Money? I think it's Absolution.
I don't know. Absolution might be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Razzle Jazzle drops Journey on us. Super Harmon also says Azura's Wrath. Eden, Lamenter of Women, says Gravity Rush. Snufkin says Mark of the Ninja. Alex says Borderlands 2. Fusion says Call of Duty Black Ops 2. God, that's a really good game.
I was checked out at this point, so I have to leave that up to you.
I'm gonna put it on the list at the very least because I did have a lot of
This
fun.
was
with
one of
Call
the
Duty Black
first.
Ops 2.
Because this one was like slightly more modern, or even slightly futuristic, right? It wasn't Cold War anymore. I just remember the trailer, and at one point the guy from the first game finds the villain from the first game and says something dramatic to him. I don't know why that is a weird, vivid memory for me.
This one is the one with the different like endings and different timelines, isn't it? Where you had to make decisions.
Yeah, it's near future.
That is this the Decision one? It might have been.
I believe it was, but
yeah, it is where you you can shoot a guy on the leg, or like it will change like the next.
Black Ops 3 Black Ops 3 is more like far future, and then Black Ops 4 is the one where there just wasn't a campaign. And that's the one
there was like mission stuff. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, and they had like had that weird zombies mode with those 4 OCs with like really expensive CG cutscenes made about their lore.
Yeah, that's where Activision started to release DLC as full games.
Yeah, it was weird. You back, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm back. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I did remember really liking that one. Input name here says Fez. Mike, do you have any love for Fez? I know people who swear by Fez, and I started it a couple times and never got into it.
It's okay. I don't have any great love for Fez.
Okay. Let's see here. SWSP says FTL. Boshi's Cookie says Kid Icarus Uprising. Moonlight 150 drops Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance on you.
Yeah, it's okay. I like that it has Hunchback of Notre Dame level. It is surprisingly a full Kingdom Hearts game. Like that is always something interesting about Kingdom Hearts is when you expect something to be real spin-offy. It's like, oh, this is a game that is just actually continuing the story from Kingdom Hearts 2 and is leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, which was surprising at the time.
Matt Rare Monkey gives us 30 Flights of Loving. Another one I've always heard great things about, never tried. And Sleeping Dogs, a game I played a lot of, enjoyed.
Yeah, I always meant to go to Sleeping Dogs because it would always come up for a long time as an underrated and underappreciated game, right?
Yes, definitely.
I still want to go play Sleeping Dogs at some point. Do you really like it? Do you think it's worth considering?
I really like it. I don't know if it's worth considering because I never fell in love with it or anything like that. But it was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely a really good GTA clone in an era when we were well beyond getting GTA clones. So it was always kind of impressive. Tommy Pencil says Dragon's Dogma.
The first one, man, that's 12 years, and we're getting the sequel just now. Famously, not famously, why would it be famous that I haven't played Dragon's Dogma? But I haven't.
World's famous not Dragon's Dogma player. Yeah, that's almost like Alan Wake levels of gap between the first and the second there. That's cool.
I feel more bad about not playing Ashura's Wrath, to be honest.
Yeah,
because
sure.
of Capcom 2012 games.
Jet Inc. says Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes.
I know this was supposed to be one of the good ones. I was pretty over Lego games at this point, I have to admit.
Might start hopping through these pretty quick. Slane says XCOM Enemy Unknown. Adam Asleep says The Walking Dead. Teshi says Pokemon Conquest. That was the tactics game.
Yeah.
I have no memory.
It's Nobunaga's ambition, but Pokemon.
Yeah.
I feel like Gandalf looking at those 3 doors. In
What the fuck did you Nobunaga's ambition but Pokemon? Well, I don't know what the fuck Nobunaga's ambition is.
It's a strategy game. Go to the next one.
I'll read a book. I'll read a book.
Visual novel as
what
well.
the hell is Pokemon Conquest?
Low Rule says Xenoblade Chronicles, and Tears of the Boomer says Tears of the Boomer robs a bank. Excuse me, says Spec Ops: The Line.
They didn't want to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles, huh?
Well, I mean, listen, I figured if it was going to come up, it would have came up. I mean,
yeah. Look, I'm like, I think Xenoblade Chronicles is fine. I don't think it's some masterpiece. It wouldn't make my list now.
Spec Ops: The Line is impressive. It didn't have the intended effect on me. I don't think, not really. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I walked out of it thinking that, not like, oh my god, that blew me away. That they have something to say about the effects of war.
What I was doing this year? I feel like more than any other year, I'm like, I didn't play that. I didn't play that. What was I doing in 2012?
Were you playing Mist of Pandaria?
No, I actually didn't play that expansion.
What the fuck were you doing?
Maybe that's it. What the hell was I doing in 2012?
You were doing Exploding Barrel. We can go back and listen to the episode to find out what the fuck you were doing.
I wasn't in college anymore. I was definitely just a bum who barely had a job. I was in the industry already, but
right.
Yeah, what the fuck was I doing in 2012?
Yeah, because this is one where I'm like, it feels like I played significantly more than you did.
More of these games than me.
And it's like the years before that were the ones where I was like in a tough spot and wasn't playing much. Yeah, I don't know.
Was it? Because if it was an expansion after Mists of Pandaria, I was definitely playing World of Warcraft and probably too much of it. No, but it is Mists of Pandaria, so
it's Mists of Pandaria. Yeah,
I didn't get back into World of Warcraft until 2014, so I don't know what the hell I was doing in 2012.
I think is this a Sleepy Dogs? Yeah, it looks like a Sleepy Dogs.
That's Sleepy Dogs again.
Yeah. Dr. Ryan says Zombie U. God, this is the Wii U launch year, right? Because New Super Mario Brothers U.
Yes.
Nick keeps bringing up New Super Mario Brothers U. How do you feel about that?
Listen, mad at us.
I love New Super Mario Brothers Wii way more than I love New Super Mario Brothers U.
I might like you more just because Wii's visual fidelity is pretty terrible. So
sure,
at least
I get that.
At least the Wii U one is in HD. But I was just very over the New Super Mario Brothers games.
Yeah, first HD Mario, and it's fucking Super Mario Brothers.
I played through it twice now because it got re-released on Switch, and I remember there's a Van Gogh inspired level, and that's about if you ask me like what's the Bowser fight like in that one? Oh no, I don't remember.
Don't remember anything. Yeah.
It's just one with the flying squirrel power-ups. That was fun.
That's cute. Addie had her Luigi squirrel around here earlier today. So, yeah, I like that part. Jamie H. Christmas Eve says Binary Domain. This is one I kind of always meant to check out because people seem to have a little bit of a sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek love for this.
I saw this at one of my first E3s in a closed doors session. I remember Jim Sterling was there back when he was at Destructoid. And so I was very excited about just like I was like, "Ooh, I know who that person is." I've made it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Gerber says Spelunky. I like Spelunky, but I just like other roguelites that are similar to this way, way more. Spelunky just never felt great to me.
Guys, I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah, just Stephanie's throwing out, and I didn't mean to do that. My bad.
Yep. Let's see. JD Camp says Candy Crush annual revenue from 2012 to 2021, where most years it's made more than $1 billion, and some years significantly more than that.
Yeah, boy, that was this year. Jeez.
Man, 2012 it only made 77 million. I bet they were like, holy shit. And then 2 years later, it made $1.13 billion. Screaming Madden says XCOM Enemy Unknown. And we said images only. This is it. This is all you get, everybody. If anyone else does this, you're going to get in trouble. But he includes here on the picture, Madden 13 was the first time in the series to have Phil Simms and Jim Nantz at commentary. I'll give you a laugh there. Thank you for that little tidbit. Weezeman says Mario Party 9.
That was the first one where we were all in a car together.
Oh, that's rough. I hate that.
Remember Nick defended that.
Adam Juice is saying Resident Evil Revelations, which I really, really liked.
I remember everyone liked this at the time. I feel like now people seem slightly not as impressed by it, perhaps. I think part of it was just cool having this on the 3DS.
It was.
But it brought back Jill Valentine. It was on a boat, right? That's a good setting for a Resident Evil.
Partially right. Yeah, that's right. You're like going through like a big ship. Yes.
Yeah. So I think it was pretty neat. It may be worth considering. I'm in my Resident Evil era, but I haven't actually played. I haven't played this one either. What the hell was I doing this year?
I don't know. Lots of Borderlands 2, apparently.
I did play Borderlands 2.
Villain Mac dropped that one. Joy Z has what's her name's butt in their boyfriend's head from God, what is this called? Cheerleader.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah, Lollipop Chainsaw. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that was God, that was like it's like in 2012 somebody made a 2007 game, right?
Yep, absolutely.
If that makes any sense.
Dazed Man 2 says Pokemon Black version 2.
As much as I love Black and White, for some reason Black 2 and White 2 didn't do it for me. I would have rather had Pokemon Gray.
Ed says Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Isaac Clarke drops Skullgirls.
Man, Skullgirls was 2012 because I only just played this game like last year. Finally,
it was supported for forever, right?
It was, yeah. They fighting game sequels, right? Like where fighting game sequels are sometimes just more content, like what Grand Blue recently had, right?
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says Max Payne 3. I've still never played any Max Payne. Well, I've like messed around in the first Max Payne when it came out.
I liked Max Payne 3. I feel like it's in a weird place now. It doesn't seem to be remembered super fondly.
Right, people seem to like
people
prefer Max Payne 1 and 2.
Yeah, but at the time it was neat. I remember it was very impressive technically and graphically.
Clink says Tokyo Jungle. This is one I've always intended to check out.
Never played. Fuck me.
That Pomeranian, loose in Tokyo. You can play as a bunch of different animals in this game. I'm going to play that. Teach QC says Forza Horizon, the one that takes place in Colorado. I like that game a lot.
The first Forza Horizon.
That's right.
Is there? Do you feel like any drive to? Well, maybe you do because of the Colorado, but do you really feel like a drive to go back to the first Forza Horizon?
When it got Xbox backward compatibility and it got all that fidelity improvements because of that was pretty cool. It was nice to go back to that game and be like, this still mostly holds up. It's not quite as good as like 3 and 4 and 5. But it's still it's one that like holds up if you have it. I don't think you can buy this anymore. I can't remember the Forza Horizon games get delisted like the Forza Motorsport games do. I think they do. Diogo says Clash of Clans. Jesus Christ.
Man.
The other 2012 mobile game.
I was about to all the mobile games we still play apparently came out in 2012.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I say that all the time. It's like 2012 is when these games came out, and it's been the same games ever since. Willow Davis says Halo 4 on a picture of Mike McQuanchi.
Yeah, I don't remember the box art looking like that.
Oh, my God, this is great.
You know what? I remember being really impressed by how good Halo 4 looked.
Me too.
It looked noticeably better than Halo 3, even though it was on the same system. God, I wonder if it would have helped them out a lot if they just kept that in their pocket for another year and had Halo 4 as a big Xbox One launch game and maybe spent a little, that year of polish on it.
Right. I can't remember what Halo fans say. Halo 4 Multiplayer was good and the campaign was bad. And Halo 5, the campaign was good and the multiplayer was bad.
No, people don't like the campaign in 5. I think people.
Okay, so that's reversed.
I can't remember.
I can't.
I think maybe people like the campaign in this one. Actually,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
It's the reverse. Okay.
Right. There was a lot of excitement because like it was the start of the new thing here, and like some of that new alien gun stuff looked okay. But yeah, people don't talk about the multiplayer.
Right. This is the one where the multiplayer was chasing COD, right? This is the one where they went hard after Call of Duty. Yeah.
That's right. Loadouts and all that jazz.
Yeah. That's this one or maybe Halo 5. I think it might have been Halo 4. Where Dan said he was at that preview event and they used the word clamber like 150 times. And that's when he started using the word clamber a lot because he liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Vision 49 also says binary domain. Oh, man. Fluffy Cloud Gamer says Rhythm Heaven Fever for the Wii, which is an incredible game. Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guy, says Persona 4 Golden. You see this image, Mike?
Yu's looking a bit sexier than I remember him.
Yeah, Yu's looking a little Quan Chi-ified.
Yeah, that's right. I know his canon name.
Oh, okay. Bugadillo says Arrow Porter. B. Traven says Orion.
Wait. What's Arrow Porter?
I don't know. It looks like
Airport Simulator.
It's probably one of those games where it's like you have to like draw the lines for the airplanes to like land, like your air traffic controller or something. I have a better question for B. Traven. What's Orion Dino Beatdown?
Who knows? Nobody knows.
So you guys are just making shit up now. P-Chan says The Last Story for the Wii.
This is another Project Rainfall game, and once again, I didn't play, and I wish I would, because this was Sakaguchi in his studio, and like Nobuo Matsu doing the score. I definitely want to play Last Story at some point.
Like, this is long before Hearthstone. What were you doing this year, Mike?
I'm trying to figure it out, Jeff. I was definitely playing video games. This is when I discovered alcohol.
Oh, that's it. Ali Miracle says Persona 4 Arena?
He was in a coma.
This might have been my party here. Now that I'm thinking about it. I think this was when I was going out like 4 times a week.
Oh,
I think this was me socializing a lot.
That's very funny.
This was Mike's party.
It's very funny. It's like it took you a while to be like, what did I do that year? Oh, I talked to people.
I was like staying out till like 3 or 4 a.m. every night. Good times.
Sasquatch Crossing says Happy Action Theater. I never touched this.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
I think that's
but I should have said something about Persona 4 Arena. That is I like that fighting game a lot. The story mode is kind of interesting, although it's a really long and ultimately maybe isn't important, quote unquote, even though it kind of connects Persona 3 and 4 in some ways, but I don't think it actually really goes anywhere. It's not like Persona 5 continued the threads of that one or anything. But I did like Persona 4 Arena. And
then Happy Action Theater is the Double Fine Connect game. That's right. That's the first time I think we've had a Connect game recommended for our top 5 list. Adam says PS Vita, Vita's Virtue's Last Reward.
Yeah, this game rules. This is part of
people love
non-naughty
this,
games. Yeah, it's part of the non-naughty games, the 999 and all of those. So play it.
Weed Hater says Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. I think you might be a little late to that one.
Man, I mean, I know it's probably too much already going, but it'd be fun to get somebody to do a playthrough of this. That's a neat video game.
Listen, I've never played most LucasArts games, so
this would be like the one I would like maybe make you play, honestly, is because you like Indiana Jones. It's fun. I mean, it can't be like a wacky like giant bomb stream because there's like a lot of dialogue and it must be read.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, listen, we're gonna do some of that here soon. Like that's gonna be a shift in some of that stuff where we pay attention. Like if I played Metal Gear Solid, I would want to watch all of the cutscenes for real. So, yeah, for shoot. Excuse me. Baba Quest 3 with great taste says Trials Evolution. Absolutely.
I think that's gonna have a pretty good shot.
Yes, definitely. Cryorsis says Dragon's Dogma. Christian says Gravity Days. Excuse me, that's what they call it.
Let me ask you, as somebody more impartial, what name do you like more, Gravity Days or Gravity Rush?
I'm used to the Gravity Rush name. I think I prefer Gravity Rush. Sounds better than Gravity Days.
Well, I think they made it change because Gravity Days was the original name, and then they made it change because
they did change it for some reason. There was
because their thing is like you get Daisy with this game. Like this game, they kind of confuse you at the beginning, and then you get used to it.
Yeah, if you get sick playing a first-person game, maybe look out for Gravity Rush.
And then he also says Persona 4 Golden, And then TurboSean says Pokemon Black version 2.
Yeah. Look, I already gave you guys that Pokemon bone. You're all very excited, but yeah, I'm not going to do it for Pokemon Black and White 2. And now,
What are you doing?
why did you just put in Lol Bunny?
What?
Well, just because
Jesus
Pokemon.
Christ.
Just because
Are
of
you
Pokemon.
okay?
And just to help out our friends in the community that are reacting very okay. Never mind. We got to take it down. You guys are too
It's just
horny.
like- it's mostly Sean. No, it's a lot of people. Mostly,
No.
always be clothing. Oh my goodness. Incredible.
All right. Let's see here. Are we adding anything else to the list? Which
Mikey
is
getting blackout drunk. Actually, I never got. I couldn't get blackout drunk. Other people would. I would just get drunk.
Yeah, you're like Superman. You're too strong to get drunk.
Yeah, I'm too powerful. I don't need sunglasses. I don't
Right.
get. I mean, I got drunk, but not blackout drunk. Like, I never understood that. I never woke up from day drinking. It's like, oh, I don't even know what I did yesterday. That never happened. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's
understand
happened to
that.
me like 2 or 3 times. Maybe 2
Yeah,
times.
but you're a deviant.
Yeah, and that's definitely like, well, the one time is because I think Michigan beat Ohio State and I won a bottle of tequila and then we just drank
Incredible.
we drank it all night and I did like every shot with every other person. So basically half a bottle of tequila. And that's enough to make me apparently jump into a dumpster and then wake up in my room without remembering anything. All right, here's what we have. Gravity Rush, FTL, Persona 4 Golden, Journey, Trials Evolution, Borderlands 2, Mark of the Ninja, The Walking Dead Season 1, XCOM, Enemy Unknown, Dishonored, and Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I feel pretty good about that list. I don't feel the need to add anything else, really.
No. I thought it was interesting how little love Walking Dead got from the community. Again, a game that year seemed to be the one that got the most awards and got the most recognition, at least from what I remember.
It was, but it was a game of its moment, and then that moment kind of faded pretty quickly because that formula got ran into the ground, and that's what people remember about those games.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the Far Cry 3 kind of has the same problem, right? Again, that game, like I was just looking at the Metacritic, it was like in the 90s at the time, and now nobody really wants to talk about it.
Nikki, we're trying not to be live anymore. We're trying to finish this stupid
oh God,
show.
Look at the time.
Yeah.
Christian tried to warn us.
And Sean, they both were like, okay, you guys got to like be fast with this stuff. Here we are now. Okay. Listen, let's move up. Trials Evolution is the one I really want up there.
I really want Gravity Rush up there.
Really want Gravity Rush up there. There is
I think
XCOM Enemy Unknown feels like it should definitely be up there.
That's a lock.
Yeah, definitely. So then we have 2 more spots as it stands right now.
I think Borderlands 2 would go up there personally for me.
I think that's probably right. Borderlands 2 is definitely a standout one. I would probably, God, this is tough between like Mark of the Ninja and FTL. And then that's not even like all of these games are pretty good. Journey and Dishonored, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 even. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Journey would be my next one, but I've already had a good amount of say here. So
yeah,
I prefer to do a little.
I feel very, very strongly about FTL and Mark of the Ninja, so I probably would want to move one of those up. I'm gonna go with FTL. FTL is actually the one that looks right up there. All right, so then what we have in the top 5 right now, this could still change. FTL, Gravity Rush, Trials Evolution, XCOM, Enemy Unknown, and Borderlands 2. And then that means we are not including Persona 4 Golden, Journey, Mark of the Ninja, The Walking Dead, Dishonored, and Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Any swaps that you feel very strongly about?
No, like I there's a part of me that's a little bummed when I get Journey on there, but not that that bummed. No.
Yeah, I mean,
Journey seems to be the one chat seems the most upset about.
Yeah, I know people really love Journey.
But I mean, I'm not getting rid of any of my kind of babies. I'm not getting rid of Gravity Rush for it, and
yeah,
the only one I would do it. It's funny because I was about to say maybe it's number 1, and now I'm like the only one I would change it for is XCOM, but I don't think that's right. I don't know if
I don't think that's right.
I don't know. Do we bully Borderlands 2 out of there to get Journey instead?
I'm definitely okay with that, Mike. I honestly, both those games are kind of occupy a pretty similar space for me, where it's like, yeah, those are good games.
Yeah, I feel a little bad about it, but let's do that. Let's get Journey in and Borderlands 2 out there.
Okay, that sounds right. Let's do that. Okay, all right. So then,
hey, look at this, Jeff. You notice something about this list?
No.
You notice what's missing on this list?
Nintendo games. I don't know.
There is not a single Nintendo game on this list, everybody.
Is that the first time that's happened?
All it took was for them to launch the Wii U, and we got here.
Oh shit, Nintendo Land! Let's get it on there.
Look at that! We almost had Fire Emblem Awakening. Didn't quite happen. Wow. Okay. Incredible.
God. Like I'm okay with this list as it is, kind of.
No, FTL is not number one. Look, I would like
FTL
Gravity
is number
Rush
one,
to be
but-
number one.
But okay,
I think Gravity Rush is number one. It's not. That's why I think XCOM is going to probably be a compromise choice at number one.
that works for me. Okay, let's do that then.
You like FTL more than Trials?
I think FTL is the one that like stands the test of time more. I love Trials Evolution, but I've also really liked Trials. All the Trials games after that I've loved. So it's like, yeah, of course. But this is the one that started it for me. Really, I like Trials HD a ton, but Trials Evolution's the one where it like became a very good game. I'm okay with Gravity Rush being number 2 as long as FTL's number 3 and Trials is number 4 and then Journey at 5. Can we do that? I know people want Journey higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems low. I would put Journey above Trials, but
Okay, I could do Trials at 5 and Journey.
Look, you can have FTL at 2 and Gravity Rush at 3, but put Journey at 4.
That works for me. That looks right.
We can do
Okay.
that.
All right. Okay.
We'll do
So
that.
all right. So then what we have then is number 5 Trials Evolution, number 4 Journey, number 3 Gravity Rush, number 2 FTL Faster Than Light, and number 1 XCOM Enemy Unknown. Mike, does that sound right?
That sounds right to me.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to take one more quick break, everybody. Let us know how much you're mad about this list. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to hear it. We'll be right back after this. Okay.
Well, are we ready to go back in?
Yeah, I think so. Mike, you good?
Yeah, we have one super chat. If you guys have any more super chats, get them in now.
Super quick. I was just curious. Was Diablo 3 mentioned like at all?
No, but
No.
yeah, no one brought it up.
Oh,
But
man.
whatever.
I just thought that might have been the thing you were doing.
That game
you were
definitely
being
wasn't
a Blizzard
good yet.
guy.
It wasn't
Yeah.
definitely good yet in 2012. Anyway.
Yeah, I knew that.
Not a
What do you
single,
mean?
not a single person in the community
That
brought it up
game.
either. That's a little
I thought
surprising.
One person.
totally
did.
forgot.
Oh, did they?
I was half paying attention.
I
Okay.
mean, it's not a bad game, of
I-
course.
I
but-
didn't saw it on the community.
Okay.
Thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
that game, they
get back
banned
into
my PayPal account for some reason, motherfuckers. Let's go back.
Okay. Oh, I should pay you. All right, let's get back into it. And we're back. All right, I tweeted out the list. We'll see how people react to it. But in the meantime, Mike, what have you been playing?
Yeah, what? Some things that I cannot talk about. But I did start Golden Sun actually.
Oh yeah,
on,
how
my
you finding
Switch.
it?
Yeah, it's like all these games. The start can be a little
Definitely.
tedious because we gotta get the lore dumps out of the way, and like also at first there's not much to the combat except attack. But I do like this game encourages you to use magic quite a bit. You do have some passive mana regen, and pretty much everybody is magic. It's not. You definitely have some people who are maybe more suited to it, but at least when I see, there's not a magic stat like a magic strength stat. It's just MP. So that's the difference between people who are maybe more suited towards magic, and everybody will have like a good amount of spells, even good amount of AoE spells. And then there's like this gene system where genie is just kind of like summon. It's a little bit like Guardian Forces in Final Fantasy
Sure.
VIII, that they make your stats stronger. Also, there's this kind of dance between like just having it give you the active stats, or you use its attack and you lose the stats, but now you can then use an even more powerful attack. You're kind of juggling those stances a bit. So I'm getting my grasp on all of that. I think the comm system is pretty fun. I'm excited to delve deeper into it. I still love the way just the battles look with that sweeping camera and the sprite scaling. That's fantastic. There's a little bit of a we're playing an RPG that like once again is written in a kind of that first grade level.
Yeah, definitely,
Which is,
definitely my first video game sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it has like a little bit of that Camelot thing, right? Where like Camelot makes very good games, but sometimes it feels like the audience is always younger than you actually are, the intended audience. Anyways, it's like people are talking a lot about things that they already had gotten the point across already. But I am digging it quite a bit. I want to see it through. yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I played just a little bit of it. Yeah, also playing stuff we can't talk about yet. Looking forward to doing that very soon, everybody. But it was mostly just like, oh yeah, the combat actually does look as good as I remember. These really awesome sprites, kind of big and rotating and having different angles, and the camera moving around on the Game Boy Advance. It was always like, oh wow, this looks really unique, and it still looks pretty unique for one of these games. I definitely did notice also, it's like, this game looks a little bit muddier when it's blown up like this. So it's like I was having trouble like seeing the stairs in that very beginning part. I'm like, where am I supposed to go?
That was, I mean, I'm usually pretty okay with the way these games are blown up, but even I was having trouble with the stairs.
Yeah,
it might just be a design thing.
Yeah, I think it was just like that stuff just like probably looked better on that LCD screen and stuck out more, and it just did not hear it all. But yeah, then the rest of my time is just 100% into things that we'll be able to talk about next week, other than continue to set up that INDY Retro Mini PC. And I think I got most of the emulators running at this point. It's just like occasionally I run into something that doesn't work, and it bothers me. I just wish everything would just work right away. I guess that's why most people play on consoles. I get it. But yeah, I don't know, Mike. You want to get these super chats and get out of here?
Yeah, we got a couple more. Let's do that. We got Fox McCloud server said, been around since damn near the beginning, but first time super chat. Love you guys to keep up the good work. P.S. Mortal Kombat mythologies ruled, and I laughed so damn hard. Thank you so much, Fox McCloud. Definitely remember your name for going way back. So really appreciate the super chat and the support. And then Al Grug says, what do we have to do to have Turbo Sean be on screen, but have him do his best AJ Hawk impression and never actually talk? Incredible.
All right. I'm going to hit the button. Let's get out of here. Mike, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, Tokoto, everywhere. Twitch and Twitter and all that stuff. Hopefully, weather permitting, going up to Games Done Quick tomorrow, Friday, first half of the day. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's it. There's a lot of travel I gotta start figuring out for upcoming months. It sounds like you guys have figured out some idea of PAX East. I have to talk to you and see what's going on with that.
Yeah, things are starting to take shape there. It's exciting. So we'll be at PAX East. Giant Bomb will be there for sure. We're gonna try to get Mike out there as well. We'll figure that stuff out.
We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. Let's see. Go watch Mortal Kombat Mythologies, the latest Blight Club episode. It's a ton of fun. That's up on Giant Bomb right now.
Watch Tale of Grubb.
Watch Tale of the Grubb. That was an experience. You could see the exploits of Lucy James, and then Tusi Caves and Timorhu Cave, and next episode we'll start with Mike what is it? Mike
McQuanchy.
Well, that's the Blight Club character. I can't remember what we named your caveman.
Oh, Mike Cave. Oh, Mitch Toe.
Oh yeah, Mitch Toe Cave Toe. Yeah, Mitch Toe Cave Toe. That's what it was. There's a lot of fun. We're keeping track of all these different cavemen and how they perform in the game. It's all this is nonsense to you. It still will be once you're watching the game, because it is kind of a nonsense game, but it's also a pretty cool experience. I've been enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
Dan's played it before, and he's having me play through it, and that's a good time.
Nikki or Sean, or which one of you were responsible for this tweet with the Great Circle and Halo? Who did this?
That would be Nikki.
Nikki. Oh, look at this. There you are, Nikki. Good job.
That's good stuff.
Good job. That's why they pay you the big bucks, Nikki.
That's right. Oh yeah. Great Circle. I'm gonna retweet this. There we go.
Yeah, you should.
Mike, I would love to go to fucking whatchamacallit, AGDQ myself. We'll see. If I can, I'll let you know, like, first thing on Friday night or whatever. We'll see, and I'll drive out there Saturday and we'll go out there together. That'd be cool. All right, everybody, till next time, have a good one. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.
All right, Jeff, let's do each other here.
Okay.
That's fucked up that he ate so many sunflower seeds that his butthole stopped working.
My penis works, sadly.